And welcome back, everybody, to our little game dungeon, I suppose we could call it.
That's a weird way to say
That
it.
is a weird way to say it. I probably
One
won't
of these
say it
days
again.
you're gonna get a good intro. And
Yeah,
you stick
today
with it.
today is not that day. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our gaming table. Hope you guys have. That's weird to say. I'm not going to say that. We're glad to be back. I'm not going to say. I hope you guys. I'm not going to say that. I hope you guys missed us. But we are back. And we are ready to play D&D for you guys. Yes, I recognize the irony. We're glad to be back. Hope you guys are ready to get started, because we are too. A few quick reminders as we do kick off tonight's episode. All of our video content does wind up on YouTube, so you can go out there, check it out, catch up on past episodes, remind yourself what happened last time, because, we're all getting older and having a harder time remembering what happened last time, so that's why we put them on YouTube. So go out there, check it out. While you're over there, if you haven't already, do hit like and subscribe, turn on the notifications, and you'll always know when we put those new episodes out there. I try to do it after we've run the show. Sometimes it doesn't happen, so turn on the notifications and you'll know when they go up. We do also run a Discord server, just to let you guys know when the schedule changes, as with the last couple of weeks, since we had a couple of weeks where we didn't stream for various and sundry reasons. You'll never get caught unawares if you are tuned into that Discord server, because we do try to let you guys know fairly regularly when things are happening over there. So check that out if you haven't already. I'm not going to dilly-dally too much and waste any more time than necessary. I'm going to go ahead and throw it on over to the main screen. Thank you. Thank you. And ask if anyone wants to do a recap of what happened the last time.
It's been so long, I don't remember.
I have listened to it if nobody else has.
I have notes, but if you want to go for it.
Yeah.
If you guys want to tag team it.
Yeah, you can fill in any blanks that I might have. We started off our adventure boating out to meet the Armada. And we had a ship called Cabin that was a mimic and had polyp people on board, which Killian and Simi were not really comfortable with, but it seems to make everybody else more comfortable to have polyp people on board, so it looks at least like a functioning ship and like it has a crew of more than just cabbage. We managed to get their attention, and they agree to have us aboard their ship to discuss and negotiate the potential of them not invading the city. When it is agreed upon that is the route that we will go, Lucas flies us over there, not at all in a way that would be even slightly intimidating to them, I'm sure. Although we were massively outnumbered, so I'm sure that probably helps too. In the conversation, we meet Gob Redadder.
Mm-hmm.
I remembered a thing. Woohoo! A tiger man, not a Rakshasa, because his wrists were pointed the right direction. So our tiger man, Commodore, Admiral, whatever. This armada seems to be largely made of ships taken over after they have apparently lost in some pretty long-winded fights to the Imperial ships lost eventually to the people from the continent of something that starts with an O.
Something that starts with an O.
Australia.
Australia.
What were you trying to...
The continent that these folks came from.
That we don't have a continent, but we
We don't
have
have a
two city-states Akros,
Akros, that's the one.
and Osmia.
And Osmia, we weren't supposed to
We
know
were
about.
not supposed
Somebody
to know
oopsed
about
and
Osmia.
let us know that. So yeah, we kind of filled them in actually reasonably thoroughly about the situation in the capital right now. I was surprised how much information was exchanged, but I do think that is probably the better option. Let's see. So we exchanged info about that. Killian, with his masterful negotiating skills, managed to convince them to, instead of attacking, to shoot to the shores to either side of the of Costas and create an encampment there where those who wish could either make preparations to go back home and we could help supply them for that, or maybe they stay in a different kind of assembly sort of a situation. No, that's not the right word. Enclave? No, something like that. Something similar to that. With some time and effort, they are convinced. They nickname Killian Ka, which means snake. Which is kind of a compliment, kind of an insult. But he seemed to mean it at least in good humor. He's thinking of yet another nickname for Simi. We'll see how well that one sticks. You cast Zone of Truth on everybody,
did,
and you were
yes.
nice enough to not out Killian that he
I did not.
broke the Zone of Truth spell.
Just one of you is an outlier.
He announces to the room.
Let's see, what else did we have? And I think that we were just going back to share all of that information with Rosk.
We were going back to share something with Rosk.
Maybe
Uh-huh.
not that information, but at least to continue whatever needs to happen with Rosk.
Yes.
So, yes. Did I miss anything? There
Do you
was
have
that.
anything to add from your
Oh.
notes?
No. Oh, we did find out that the Imperial officer
That
Was
was
Kel's son.
Kel Taylor's brother,
Oh, brother. That's right.
who
Kel's brother.
was Alma's adoptive father and Akurai's dad. So this is Akurai's uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And we told him that he couldn't meet Akurai.
Yeah, not right now.
Not right now. Things are too spotty right now.
All right. Anything else?
Not that I can remember.
I don't think so. I
Is there
think we
something we
covered
should be
most of it.
remembering?
I don't think so.
Okay.
If we are, it's small details.
Yeah. Teensy tiny little insignificant plot points.
Feel like that.
I feel like that means we're
means
missing
we
something
left
that's
something
important. But I
It's
don't-
fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah, what's the worst that could
What's
happen?
the worst could happen, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So I forget if we left off with you guys actually pulling back up to the dock or not.
I
I think we had
so.
gotten back. I think we
Feels
headed
like
back
you
to the
had.
tower. I think we were
I
at
think
the
we're
tower.
going back to the tower, if not already there.
Heading back that direction if you're not already there.
Yeah.
So we'll just pick up as you guys are disembarking from the cabin, saying your goodbyes to Cabbage, and heading back up the hill towards wherever it is you're going, and go.
And go.
Oh.
It's crazy.
I cannot be seen by the folks in the place, so I suppose I should, when we get closer, return
Yeah, you guys will have to go back up to the control room nice and
quietly.
incognito.
Yes.
I can't fly us anymore today, so
Well, that complicates things.
Well, we're gonna have to just walk up the same way we did last time, right?
Can you message Castian? Nope.
Cassius.
Cassius. There we
Castian.
go. Castian's the one that's
Missing
maybe.
again.
missing.
Maybe.
I mean, if you can't, I
Why
can.
do you have to make that name so simple?
Either way, I can do it
Sorry.
to save spells for you.
Nerve.
So,
Okay. Yeah, sure.
you want me to tell him to come get us then,
Well, I mean,
or
the problem is that I don't think we should have you guys walk through the tower
okay.
to get up to the control room.
That's how we got out. That's the only
That's
way I know
how
how
you
to.
got out.
It's
That's
the only
not-
way I know how to get
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
there.
that's not how they got out. Because they are not supposed to be there.
Okay. Okay.
Which is why, so like either you don't go back to the tower, or you have to get up there however you got up there last time.
I mean, I can.
Can
dis-
anybody
I can
climb?
disguise myself.
I mean, I can climb fairly well.
I mean, it's just a tall building.
Also, they're all on alert right now, so like
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna be looking for.
No, they're going to be
suspicious
looking out to
activity.
sea. They're not going to be looking.
I mean, if you think you could pull it off, you could try walking through the tower to up to the
Maybe
I
control
might be a
room.
little. Well, I mean,
message Cassius. Let's see if maybe he can help us out with that.
Take a couple minutes to cast sending to Cassius. We're done with our meeting. We could use some help getting back to the tower. If you can assist us, that would be great.
You do recall what my version of flying looks like, right?
I wasn't sure what else he could do. I mean,
you still go.
None of us hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's just Lucas.
So what did he say?
He's not sure if he wants to outwardly express himself.
What?
he doesn't have other forms of magic.
No, it doesn't. He doesn't sound like it.
Weird.
What?
Okay.
Outwardly express himself?
No, he said expose.
Outwardly expose himself?
That does sound kind of questionable. I won't
You
lie.
were in the dungeon.
I think it's a
How
smart
do
thing
I
if he doesn't
explain
expose
this?
himself.
He went full dragon mode.
What?
What does that
Yep.
mean?
What?
Giant flying lizard. He
Yep.
became a giant flying lizard, and
And just flew you onto the top and just flew up there.
Yep.
And then what? Just disappeared?
Well, no, he went back to his.
Did everyone see this happen?
I
who
saw
was
a
around,
dragon.
Probably, yes.
So all the Apellian Order just saw Cassius turn from a dragon into a man.
I'm not sure about that way around, but they saw a dragon land on top of the tower and then just disappear.
yeah, I don't think that they saw him reform himself into a humanoid creature.
Ha.
Yeah. Might have gotten a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, all I know is me and Artemis kind of walked from the home to the top of the tower.
I mean, I can make myself fly. I just can't do it to other people.
Can you carry someone?
No. I'm not that strong.
I mean, I could carry you and the baby Bjorn.
Can I cast it on other people? Let me check. Because I might be able to reverse engineer this.
Is it I get to make myself fly, or I get to make one person?
Let's see.
Oh, I can. Yep, I could use you to carry me. So that solves our problem, and you two can just walk in.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, is it easier for me to stay with you or go to?
Oh, you can't
town?
stay with me because I'm going to go into a meeting that you shouldn't be at because I don't want them to know you work for me or with me.
Gotcha.
Because I'm going to go back into all the big head honchos and tell them things.
Okay. Okay.
I'll start casting. Once we get close enough, I'll cast Fly on, see me, and we'll head up to the tower. Still don't like this.
I mean, it's not my
It's
favorite.
concerning that you just carry this harness around it with you at all
I'm
times.
just ready for, you know.
It's come in great handy sometimes.
It's slightly demeaning, but okay.
Slightly demeaning.
I mean, I could leave you down here if you want.
I mean,
Would it help if we didn't call it a baby Bjorn?
it might help.
In your crotch sling, then.
That's even worse.
It's what it is.
Just fly,
Just fly.
please.
Less talking, more flying.
Less talking, more flying.
All right. Well, so I'm gonna walk up to the doors that I assume are, now that I think about it, are still sealed shut because somebody, I don't remember who, but somebody told the tower to seal
Yep,
the entrances.
They are in fact sealed shut. There are also like a whole gaggle of guards at every entrance, and there's like 4 of them looking out, like halberds crossed and swords at the ready and shields out, and then behind each 4 that are like actually standing guard, there's like half a dozen trying to prise the
pry the
doors
door
open.
So I'm just gonna walk up to him like I belong here, like this is totally normal. I'm just gonna walking straight up to him.
Halt! Who goes there?
I do.
And who are you, sir?
I'm here to report back.
I'm sorry. Are you? Do I know you? Are you a part
I
of
don't. I
the?
wouldn't expect that you know me.
Are you a part of the order?
I am working on their behalf.
But you're not a part of the order.
I'm gonna pull out my little piece of paper and I'm just gonna open it. I'm not really gonna let him read it. I'm gonna be like, "Do you see whose signatures are on this?" Yeah. See. So, move aside, please.
Well, it's not going to do you any good. It's
Move.
so the. Let's see. And I, good Lord, can't see that. I don't know what that one is.
Wow.
The point when you get old enough, you have to put your glasses on to read the numbers on your dice.
I've had to start wearing reading glasses.
Oh, no.
It's awful.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Really?
We're getting old, Brayden.
Yes. All right.
You'll get there one day.
Shush.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sure.
You will have advantage because you do have the piece of paper, but you still have to roll for it.
That is a 23.
Math.
Maybe
Okay.
a 24 if my math's wrong.
Okay. So they're very like you can tell that the 4 are they sort of glance over and just start it's that nonverbal communication of
Are we doing this?
Are we really doing and they very slowly just sort of drift apart. It's like, well, okay, but now we're surrounding him, so clearly this is. What is he thinking? The guys at the door are still there,
Yep.
still trying to prise it open.
So as I walk up, I'm just like, stop, move, back up.
I don't know what you.
Just move out of the way, please.
Okay, and so they sort of like they don't go far. It's
Yeah,
like
but they make me space.
They make you a space like at the center of the door.
I'm gonna put my hand out on the door, and as I touch the door, I'm gonna think in my mind, Spelljammer.
Yes.
Could you release the lockdown, please?
For all entrances or merely the one where you are?
Just this one.
Affirmative. And you can see like all of the eyes are like, what did you do?
I open the door. I'm just gonna walk through.
Yeah,
I'm just
but
gonna
how?
Because I've got a meeting to be to.
I'm gonna try to trot behind through.
Okay, so you follow right along behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you say
Turn around
anything?
and
Oh,
close the door.
to them like no. That door can be unlocked
Oh,
now. But yeah,
okay.
because I'm gonna be like I opened it and I'm walking.
All right.
Walk with purpose.
So you're walking with purpose. How did you do that? How did you do that? And it's like for a moment they're just like they're just frozen.
Everybody's
stymied.
like what?
All right. So so you guys are in.
Wow.
I'm heading to Akarai's office.
Whose office?
Rosk's office.
Bingo.
Okay.
That's
Which
the
direction
one.
you going?
Oh, I take the lift.
Okay. So as you approach, lift activated.
I think I'll take the lift too till I get to the same, and I'll take the stairs up because that's how I know how
that's
to get up.
how you
Okay. All right. So you arrive at the top. Where are you headed?
I'm following right where he goes, and then the stairs farther up because that's as far as I know how
The
to get.
stairs
to the top.
don't go any farther up.
Oh, so I guess I'm just gonna have to
Oh,
hop
no,
back in.
they,
and
they
go
did
up.
because
No.
we went up to the bridge.
On-
Yeah, but the bridge
on
you
the
have,
lift.
to, you have to
Oh,
ride
it's
the
on the
lift
lift,
straight
that's
up
right.
through the ceiling.
You
So I'm gonna have
on
to
the
do
lift.
that.
Yep.
Okay. So you're just gonna
I'm just
As
gonna
he-
be
as he hops
as
off?
it stops at the top. You're like,
and you disappear. From your perspective, he disappears through the ceiling.
perfect.
All right. When you get back up to the bridge, Cassius is still there, and so is
Artemis.
Artemis. Yeah. And we will come back to you.
Perfect.
For the rest of you,
I'm being flown to the top
you're
of the
being
tower.
flown to the top. See me? You just going straight up to?
Parkour our way up. And
You
well,
could-
no, fly our way up. Sorry.
You don't need to. I can't fly. Stop giving up rips.
Sorry, force of habit.
Alright.
Use your brain.
Alright, flying. Sorry, forgot. Not parkouring, flying. Windy, I can
Force
fly.
of will.
Windy, I can fly.
All right, so you guys get up to the top. A few minutes after,
Mm-hmm.
No.
Dominic?
You were almost there. You're
I
so
was
close.
almost there. I was looking at my cheat sheet. I was trying to remember where I put it.
No, you're good.
So you guys get there just like a minute or two after Dominic does.
I'll just be munching on like some celery, just, like,
That's one
from
thing.
my basket.
Yeah,
It's
from
still
your
there.
picnic basket.
All right. Okay. As you sort of enter, Artemis is sort of seated in the central control chair, but as you all enter, he almost sort of like gets booted out of it. As you enter the room there, Lucas, and you kind of hear the voice in your head that officer on deck.
I like that.
So you reach Rosk's office. There are a couple of guards stationed here as well, and they recognize you though from being here
from
before.
before.
So even though their first inclination is to sort of cross halberds in front of you, they recognize that's not going to fly, and so they do sort of stand aside and let you.
Dawn has broke.
Let you.
And now
in.
you come.
Yeah, I come.
Gandalf rides at the dawn of the seventh day.
And the doors slide open for you, and as you enter, Rosk is the only one in the office. So,
Well, I have good news and bad news.
We get
Do you want?
the visual? I get the visual. And
I mean,
something else.
depending on what time you guys did, they roll in a few minutes after.
yeah, a few minutes after. So
they would be halfway through. he'd
Yeah,
halfway
it'll
through
be
the
it'll be a
conversation.
few minutes.
I
I'll
will
let you
activate
know.
it when the time comes. Just let me
Yeah,
know.
I will let
we
you know
can
when.
hear the.
Well, I'm back. I have both good and bad news. Do you want to do this with just you?
Don't be dramatic. Just
Don't be dramatic.
Just give me
All right.
the news.
He's just like your BS at this
Don't
point.
be dramatic.
Well, I just don't know if I'm going to have to give this little spiel to each one of you individually now. So, good news. They're not going to invade the city. Bad news. Your Imperial forces that were off conquering have been conquered. And it sounds like when the Empress did whatever she did, the entire expedition just fell apart. I have a first-hand account from a sergeant or a... Was it a sergeant or a captain?
He never told us his
He never
rank.
told
No,
me
he
his
did.
rank.
When we were talking with just him, he mentioned it.
Oh, I've forgotten.
I wanted to
didn't
say
write
it might have been a
I
captain.
didn't-
He was an officer, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would have made him a
Yeah, he was like a
captain.
low level.
Yeah.
I have a first-hand account from one of the Imperial officers who was there that about a year ago, their entire command structure and their discipline just started falling apart. And people started questioning why they were there. And they've been absorbed either as prisoners or willing volunteers into an armada that has come all the way here to respond in force. I have convinced them to stall the attack. They don't believe that the Empire is no longer interested in occupying their lands. They've agreed to land on the beaches outside the city, but they want to send their own teams of their own people inside to verify that things are different in the city and that the Empire is no longer actively seeking to wage war against them.
Well, shit. So was that the good news or the bad news?
So the good news is that they're no longer planning on imminently attacking.
Okay.
The bad news is that they aren't going home. They want, at the very least, they want enough provisions to get them back home. They also wanted, there were mentions of a desire for reparations for what had happened, recovering any stolen artifacts or treasure taken from them. What you'd expect when the people you were fighting show up at your doorstep with their own army.
Great.
I've convinced them that the Empire is no longer their enemy. For the moment, we'll see how long that lasts.
And he just lets out this, like, deep sigh. I'll be honest with you, it's not great news, but it's more than I assumed you'd be able to do. And way faster than I thought you could do it.
Why does he doubt you? Other than the fact that,
Oh, well, that's going to make things difficult.
It could. It's also an opportunity.
An opportunity for what?
Well, right now you've got at least one person who's also trying to grab all the power that you have. Maybe two. Oh, what? You think I didn't notice that you had the head of the Inquisition and what's her name who summons demons here? It's not like any of you get along.
Wait, what?
He knew about the demon thing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I told him when we first, to be like, oh, this is what I know. So, I can't imagine you're all playing nice with each other.
Not precisely.
I'm gonna bring a chair over and sit down. Now you have an outside party that's involved. Who knows how that could destabilize the current politics of the city? And of course, right now, you're the only one who knows what's about to happen.
What are you suggesting? That I keep this from them?
I am not suggesting anything. I'm merely pointing out that this is a difficult situation, but it's not without opportunities for advantage.
He turns away for a second, stands up and goes over to a very ornate, like, bar setup. Looks over his shoulder, looking very thoughtful. And he grabs a bottle, looks at it, unstoppers it, pours 2 tumblers, sets it down.
Good, yeah.
And he brings them over, sets them down. Tell me what you think.
I will pick it up. Well, were I in your shoes, knowing what I know about your situation, I mean, it would be in your best interest to be the only one who is able to communicate with these outsiders. That way, the other 2, at the very least, have to rely on you to stave off their invasion, which you can't outlast, nor can you likely fight them off. They have tiger people, and shark people, and bird people. It's very weird.
I thought those
called us
reports
weird.
were just silly stories.
No, at first I met them. You're looking at beast people. And that's only what they let us see. I don't know what else they might have had there. So it would be in my best interest, were I you, to be the only line of communication between the outside army I can't fight off and the rest of the city, so that your rivals have to rely on you.
And how would you ensure that?
Well, I would open up an embassy of sorts with them. Invite them in, parlay with them, make sure it's only your people who make those good inroads. And once you start doing that, they can, explain to the outsiders how the other people can't be trusted. There's internal strife going on, maybe that you're not sure how that they have the best interests of the city and the outsiders at heart, to insulate yourself between them and the outsiders. That way they can't send their own representatives and try and parlay with them.
But what's to stop them? How do we
Well,
keep
if
them
you
from
send
doing the
good-
exact same thing?
If you send good people to do it, and you build the roads first, even if they send their own representatives, you'll have the upper hand. And if the people you send can do a good job, they'll make sure that they ice out the other factions that might try and bargain with them.
And it's about this point that the censors come up.
And that gives you the leverage over them. Because now you potentially have access to this army. They don't know what might happen. They have no way of interacting with the army other than through you.
And I suppose this is the part where you pitch yourself as the go-between.
I mean, that's up to you.
You're not looking for that job?
I mean, if you want to offer it to me, I'll take it. I was also in your dungeon like 12 hours ago, so I'm not making any assumptions about who you want doing what around here. But I can tell you from our experience that if you send anyone strongly affiliated with the Empire, they're going to have difficulties. I don't think we could have even had that meeting, except that I didn't look like I was an Imperial, officer. I did not give off the appearance or the air of belonging to the Empire or being one of the levers of power here. You put anybody who was very devoted to the Empire or anyone who served in the legions, I don't think they're going to play nice with them. There's bad blood there. But I don't know what else you might have at your disposal to address that. For all I know, you have a whole bunch of people who are really good at, diplomatic negotiation and building goodwill.
That's right. For all you know, I do.
Right. In spite of the complete lack of evidence over the entire course of the last 2 years that exists, maybe it does. Maybe you have better options. I don't know.
To be fair, 2 years ago I was somewhat hemmed in. So
That is also true.
what do you think?
It's good.
It should be. It's from the Valley of the Four Kings.
I thought I recognized it being familiar.
Oh. What is it?
It's just a little bit of something that has made its way here from home. It's
No, I was wondering if it was from the Hearthfire Winery.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Yes. Intriguing little vintage. Don't get a lot of them down this far, but I figured I'd give you a taste of home.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe in the future we'll get more out here.
We'll see. You've given me some things to think about.
Oh, I'm sure. Now, see, the only thing I can't figure out is how the Inquisition factors into all this.
That makes two of us. Plays his cards close to the vest, that one. I'm not 100% sure where his loyalties lie.
That's it, his... The few Inquisition members I've interacted with were...
Zealots?
Yeah, but that's what you expect from them.
Hmm.
They were also surprisingly pragmatic in how they dealt with their issues.
Yes, which makes them difficult to read and difficult
Mhm.
to trust. You never know which way they're going to come down. In fact, I have seen them split the divide with uncanny frequency.
That would make sense. I mean, I can't imagine they have as much resources as you or what's her name, Cordell?
Mistress Corral.
Yeah, I can't imagine that they have as many resources as either of your parties do, just given the nature of their work.
I have known people who would jump to that conclusion. I'm not sure that I do. I was close to the seats of power, as I'm sure you well know. I always felt like I was not being undercut, that's the wrong word. I always felt someone else had the inside track. So, I'm always careful around the Inquisition.
How confident are you that the Empress is indisposed?
We've seen nothing from her or anything from the palace for a year. It's been impossible to get anyone inside that blasted energy field. I only have my assumptions and what I know of her character. She was not a woman to give up power easily.
Fair.
That she has not put her thumb on the scales tells me that she is not as strong as she was.
Unless it's because you haven't noticed her thumb. If anyone had secret routes in and out of that palace, I feel like the Inquisition's a pretty good bet.
If that's true, it would be almost impossible to find them.
And if they were still devoted to the Empress, they could be playing the middle ground until there's an opportunity and keeping tabs on everything, and it wouldn't even seem suspicious.
The thought has occurred. Not sure what I can do to verify a theory.
That depends how dangerously you're willing to play.
Oh, I play very, very dangerously. And I play for keeps.
I love how
my
you
friend.
Danny just physically had to pull back from that one.
Hypothetically, in a theoretical world, if a group of people knew where one or two Inquisition members were going to be and could waylay them for interrogation, there's potentially a lot of things that could be learned. In all my time that I've heard about them, it seems like their biggest safety net has been the fact that no one can keep track of them. You don't know where they are, you don't know where they'll be, you don't know who's working for them, who's not. But if you could take that away from them,
Does open up the possibilities, but you say that as though it has not been tried.
I haven't tried it yet.
You cocky ass.
So I've a choice to make.
You have a lot of choices to make. It just depends
know.
how willing you are to trust me.
That's the biggest choice to make at this point, and I'm not 100% sure you've sold me on trusting you just yet. But the way I see it, I can either trust you with the invasion forces, or I can trust you to root out a potential snake in the grass. And trust that you're not something worse.
I feel like it'd be hard to be worse than the Inquisition. And I mean, it puts you in the same position I'm in. I could try making and cutting a deal like this with any one of the three of you, but you're the only one I feel like I know enough about that I have a chance. The same could be said of you, for me.
True. I tell you what, I'm a careful man. You don't get to be where I am without being careful.
And terrible.
Give me a couple of days to think it over.
That's fair.
You'll have free run of the cloister, wherever you wish to be.
Okay.
As if you didn't already have it, I'd still like to know how you got out of the dungeon, after all. But that's a story for another time. Let me feel out a few things
Sure.
and get back to you.
Fair enough. If the other two come asking questions, what would you like me to tell them?
Tell them what you've told me, except for the part of me being the venue to our new guests.
All right, that I can do. Well, have fun thinking. Good luck. I'll get up and head out.
Be seeing ya.
Wow.
I still don't understand how he does it.
I just, I open my mouth and instantly no one in a room likes me. I don't know how this is even possible for a person to do. I am so confused by him all the time. This is outrageous to me.
I will exit Keith, get in the elevator, and go up to the bridge.
Okay. All right. So as the doors slide open, You do hear sort of the voice over the speakers. Engineer on the bridge.
Well,
Well, that was entertaining, the parts of it we caught.
it is both. It is frighteningly easy to smooth talk that man, which makes me really worried that I'm not playing him, he's playing me.
Do we still have
That's
picture?
fair.
Remember the
It's only when the
yeah
It's because
his little badge is his little thing is there.
Wait, could we get a video of us? Hey, Wall, can we hear video?
We're already hearing ourselves.
Well, if you can see.
You've got to get the
Have you ever
double
seen
echo.
yourself from a different, like,
I've seen a mirror.
I've seen a mirror.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Reflection? You don't.
No. Like, what if I wanted to see, like, the back of my ears or something? You ever seen the back of your...
If I have two
Head.
mirrors,
I didn't have mirrors for most of my life.
Are you curious? I mean,
Not particularly.
anyway, yeah.
if
I don't
you
know
want
what capabilities the walls have.
You could ask.
to. Yeah. If you want to, go
Walls,
for it.
what capabilities do we have?
Parameters undefined.
Huh.
Walls, what can I ask of you?
Parameters undefined.
I got nothing. I mean,
It's probably for the best. Spelljammer.
Yes.
oh, it has a name.
Will you lift the lock down on the doors?
Affirmative.
Thank you.
We should keep this part locked down.
oh yeah, well no one can enter it without me or his access.
Okay. Are we
Yeah,
sure?
as far as we know. I mean, Rosk definitely doesn't know what he has.
Yes. But we should definitely keep it that way. For as long as possible.
Well, so I assume you heard enough, but it sounds like potentially we're either going to be hunting down Inquisition members or, playing diplomat with our friends outside.
Okay.
Why not both?
Because I don't think Rosk is going to be willing to trust me to do both. But, maybe he will. I don't think he has a whole lot of people who are going to be able to do the whole negotiating thing for him very well.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
He's burned a lot of bridges there. And I wish that I knew for sure if the way that he is behaving right now would be typical of him, like trying to set you up or not, but seeing as I lacked any capacity
The
to...
only good thing we have going right now is, one, I'm useful.
Yes.
And two, if he really wanted me dead, he doesn't really have to set me up to do that. He could just order them to kill me.
Or put poison in your wine.
Yeah, like if he wants me dead, he'll kill me.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a very skilled
I am
individual.
in his
but-
power at the moment as far as he is aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
have
you
too
are a
much
skilled
utility.
individual, but even you would probably have a hard time escaping the entire Imperial Order
Oh, certainly.
in their compound.
Have we
Well,
Maybe.
their compound is...
I said it would be close.
It would be very close. I'd like to not have to test.
Since their compound seems to be on our side, that helps.
Yeah, it does. So,
Have we considered the fact that maybe he does know what this is? Like this Spelljammer?
maybe he
thingamajigger?
does.
But then why isn't he using it?
What is he
To
going
his
to use
full-
it for?
But to keep his power in check. If he had a tower that could basically...
I mean, at the very least, he would have made it so that
Do we
I
have
couldn't get
full
out.
access to everything?
Spelljammer, do we have full access to the systems?
Oh, because it was still
Mm-hmm.
I was doing
Yeah.
Updates and
Diagnostics.
diagnostics.
Diagnostics still in progress.
What percentage? Yes, Keith. Do you remember what percentage you started at?
Oh, please.
Hold, please.
1 moment.
Running diagnostic.
Processing.
Running diagnostic
Processing.
on diagnostic.
Pausing diagnostic currently to run new diagnostic.
No, don't pause it. Keep downloading.
No, that's not right.
It's like 12%.
It's going down.
Wrong direction.
It started at 7 and it went down to 6. Sure, why not? 69% complete.
Nice.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he does know what it is, but I have seen no... I feel like his surprise that I was out of the dungeon was genuine, and if I knew that this was actually one big structure that would, that could be controlled like that, I don't know that I'd be concerned. I don't know if I'd be surprised. I don't know.
I'm just trying to play. Can I say devil's advocate? Is that?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Sure.
totally.
There are devils in this world.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are lawyers.
Some of
I mean,
them.
it is entirely possible that we are all being played by him right now. I just see no evidence that that is true. Also, Cassius, I hear you went for a little airy jaunt.
Of course I did. It was required, given the nature of what we were facing out at sea.
No, that's fair. Did you guys fill him in?
Yes, we filled him in on what we...
How our little talk? Okay, good.
That was well done, actually.
Thanks. It has proven to be surprisingly easy when you just go in and tell people the truth and then point out how this would be the
Ridiculous looking
best thing they could do in their search.
Honesty does seem to be the best policy, but then again, I'm less than 2 years old, so I might be a bit naive as far as that goes.
Fair.
Only 2?
In this world.
In this world, yes.
Oh. Well, should we get some sleep?
Yeah, it sounds like I have access. I have the run of the cloister, as he put it. So
That's not a thing I ever had.
well, he wasn't, trying to fight off two rivals while holding off an invading foreign power.
I had nothing to offer him at that time.
It's the beauty of having leverage this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, where do you stay? Like, where's the dormitory?
Oh, I have like a little kind of shack out by the gardens that my family lives in.
I probably shouldn't stay there.
I mean, I don't think we would have any, like Mom and Dad probably wouldn't have anything against that.
I'd be worried about the other people and like the powerful people noticing it and being like, "Oh, why are you? If you're friendly with them, then
True.
Spelljammer?
Yes.
Where would there be safe, unoccupied sleeping quarters for Killian?
Are you questioning?
Yes.
So, oh, I know what it's gonna tell me.
It's the dungeon.
Probably.
Engineers' quarters are on the engineering deck.
Oh.
Spelljammer, can you show me a schematic of where the engineering deck is?
So one of the walls screens turns on. It's a schematic of the tower, and it shows sort of a flashing "You are here" dot, and then a dashed line all the way to the bottom, down in the dungeon levels. It's like just a couple of. If you imagine that the engineering center was like below that, towards the back, towards the bottom of the tower structure, there's like it's like the central room of the tower shape, and then there's an access tunnel around it. It's like one whole quarter of that bottom deck is the engineer's quarters.
And is it the same level of the dungeon I was on?
Like not as a prisoner, it's below that.
Oh, it's below that. Huh. Look at that.
Spelljammer, can you give us full schematics for this ship? I did it good.
So the schematic sort of like starts to blow out and become like one of these
Whoa.
like pull apart schematics, like deck by deck, and it starts pulling out all sorts of different systems that mean absolutely nothing to you.
Whoa.
And it's like power and water and air and all sorts of things are hidden tanks and little nooks and crannies for all of the different things.
Here's a list of all the patents.
There are like little symbols sort of studding the exterior walls. Multiple different kinds and the different symbols, different colors, different all kinds of everything. Most of them have like little hourglasses actually on them, sort of turning over as the diagnostic is underway. all of the tanks have the little diagnostic thing running. Down at the very bottom, below even the engineering deck, there's this great big sort of bell shape that's got the big icon flipping over.
I
This could come in handy.
lived here my whole childhood and did not realize any of this was there.
Do you think this is the same thing, or did the Spelljammer just like morph into the shape of the tower and replace it one day?
Spelljammer, how long have you occupied your current location?
Calculating.
It might take a minute. There's a lot of stuff happening here.
Calculating.
We're using too much RAM.
Also, do we need to keep calling it Spelljammer? Can we give it a nickname so that way if we say it in public accidentally,
Oh,
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
like Steve? Not that I'm proposing Steve, but
Hal. Let's not call it Hal. That's an old enough reference now. That might not be commonplace.
No, I know. I got help.
Yeah, I think we all got it.
Okay, good. What's a good? You said
I
He
wasn't
said
proposing
Steve.
Steve. I wasn't proposing Steve. I just there's a random name. It's just not
I
that's.
don't know any Steves.
But what if we?
This vessel has been in this location for 3,929 revolutions around this star.
Oh, so yeah, it was this. It was this the
Yeah.
whole time.
Declarative. This vessel has a name.
Oh,
What is the name of said vessel?
The sound that comes out of the speakers is entirely incomprehensible to you.
Binary.
Followed a few moments later by sort of in your head, sort of a psychic translation. And it comes out to each of you in sort of your native tongue as workhorse.
Okay.
workhorse.
I have opinions about the people who named this
That's it.
vessel.
We named him Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit, that's good. That's unlikely to be used except when we mean, yeah, no, Seabiscuit's good. I like Seabiscuit.
And bonus points if you viewers get the reference. You may or may not. It
Not
kind
that
of
we're keeping
depends.
score, but
Not that, not that we're keeping score, but you'll get the bonus points.
I'll ask what the reference is later.
Braden's like, I got the bonus.
It's the no. I know what it is, but you tell me what it is,
Just
so I can make sure you know.
No, I just straight up don't know. I know Warhorse.
Well,
I guess I'm gonna go wander around the cloister, mate. See,
My
If-
parents are gonna be really confused when I show back up home with the basket and be like, so it got canceled.
no, just postponed.
Okay. Alright, so adventure got postponed.
I mean, I guess,
I'll work on it.
I guess I could wander around for a little while, stumble into your little shack. And that would explain why I know you. To anybody who might be following me.
I mean, I just followed you inside here. So
Yeah, but like that was the only entrance that worked.
I guess that's true. And nobody asked questions.
Well, that's not true. They
Minus
asked
the
a lot
door
of
question.
questions, but
Minus the
I
door
didn't
question.
answer their questions is the key.
True,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go wander around for a little bit, see if anything happens.
Okay.
And then maybe I will accidentally come stop by and then I can meet your parents.
Can we change Spelljammer to be like, hey, instead of hey Spelljammer, like hey Siri. Hey Spelljammer, could we go like hey Seabiscuit or like hey
Spelljammer, can
Hey,
you
workhorse.
respond to an alias?
Affirmative.
Set new alias to Seabiscuit.
So is this now called the USS Seabiscuit? I don't know.
Huh.
You spell sea biscuit.
SEA biscuit.
How do you spell biscuit?
Is it
B-I-S-C.
Biscuit? B-U.
Is it a C or is it a Q?
Where's
It's
our
not a Q.
It's so cute.
Cut is
Cat, quack,
Q.
quack.
It's B-I-S-C-U-I-T-S. Biscuits.
But yes.
With an S?
Sorry, no, I just looked up biscuits. It's Seabiscuit
Okay.
without the S.
Okay.
it's plural. It's more than one.
So, I guess I will see you guys later.
Okay. I'll hold down the fort.
Are you staying
If you guys
here?
want to stay here or you want to go somewhere else, it's up to you.
Well, I don't know what else I'm gonna do.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just kind of waiting until people make up their mind about things. But
I probably better get home before certain people start looking for me.
It is morning now, so.
Well, still.
Seabiscuit,
Affirmative.
is there a less conspicuous exit to the bridge?
There are three means of ingress and egress. The main lift, the emergency exit, and the stairwell, which goes along the outer skin.
The outer skin?
Oh, it can make a staircase on the outside.
Negative internal volume.
Oh.
Seabiscuit, will you open?
So it actually like points out on the schematic.
Oh, I see.
So it is a circle all around the outside. It's a double hull. So there's the outer wall and then the inner wall, and there's a
Oh.
stairwell along the outside
I don't know if I-
between
Where
the two holes.
Seabiscuit? Where is the end? Where does the stairwell exit?
So it shows you sort of what has become the ground floor. Obviously, there's stuff below ground,
Yeah.
but it shows you the ground floor, and then there is an exit into just a small space just off of one of the main entrances. Looks like it might be currently being used as a broom closet for the janitorial staff.
Perfect. Well, I'm gonna take the stairs down, and I'll see you guys later.
I mean, I'll take the stairs too. That sounds exciting.
I won't.
It's okay. You can. I mean, I'll leave the basket up here. I'm for sure taking my red and white town
Yeah,
bag
that's
to.
fine.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I shouldn't run risk of being seen in here, so.
Yeah, so I guess you guys could stay in the bridge. You can go home. I don't know. We got 2 days.
If it's the smart thing, Lucas, if you want to send me a message when the diagnosis is done. Diagnosis.
Sure, I will attempt to send a diagnostic as soon as the I could be here for days. Seeing how fast this thing goes. I don't know what a percent is, but
I don't know what a percent is.
it's taken 12 hours just to get us for like 20%.
I mean, we still have a lot of information that we didn't have before based on that 20%, but I should probably get Acherai caught up on everything that I can.
Yeah, you could also go and gather more information from the I don't know what to call them, our guests, our visitors that'll be outside the city.
Are we not scared of me talking?
I mean, you'll have Lucas with you. Also, I can't. He said I could. He said I had free run of the cloister. He very specifically did not say I could leave.
Is there anything you would like for me specifically to tell them about?
No, just don't. Don't tell them what I talked with Roska about. Because I don't know how that's going to play out yet. But
I don't remember. Did Acherai come with you?
Yeah, he's up here.
yeah, I think Acherai
Yeah.
might be on the bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought so because I thought Cassius had picked two of you.
Yep.
So he actually is aware of everything that you said.
Oh.
That has been said.
Well, I guess if he's here, Acherai, do you know Rosk better than I do? Are we being played?
It's always possible. He is devious. Problem is you won't see it until it's too late.
Fair.
That's just sort of the nature of how he operates. I didn't see him until it was too late, so... And I was, living under his roof for
Right.
a good long time.
By the way, we met your uncle.
Really?
Yeah, apparently he was off fighting in the
In the
whatever,
war.
and
Oh,
he's,
yeah, I know
he's
I know.
on. He was on the admiral's ship.
Huh. I knew he went off to the war. I haven't seen him in, well, since I was very young.
Since he went to the war.
Since
Yeah.
How is he?
Okay. I mean, how I don't know how to describe someone who climbed the ranks to officer, watched everything fall apart, lost faith in the Empire, switched sides, and is now helping lead in Armada or advise an Armada back this way to... I don't know. He's alive. He seems no worse off than anybody else I've met.
Seems to be running in the family. Well, all right. Well, I suppose at some point I will run into him.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I recognize him. Hopefully, he recognizes me.
I'll recognize him.
Hmm.
I'll recognize him.
True.
Yeah. But anyway, so once things are no longer in flux,
No telling when that's going to be.
hopefully it's soon. I mean, there's always my final plan, which is we ask the vessel to lock the doors to his office, and we fight our way to the office and try and deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the plan of last resort at this point.
Is this the same person you're after, Dean?
Oh, Rosk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't put 2 and 2 together for that.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping we can...
Wait, so why don't we just, how big a deal is this for you? Like, why don't we just go like now? Like, what's the?
Well, right now, we don't have as much control as we would probably like as to where the chips fall in the power vacuum afterward.
Because if Rosk goes, then the head of the Inquisition or Corel could try and take that.
Yeah, could just take all the.
Oh, I'm
Take
just
over
saying
his
his character. Yeah, Jaren.
Oh, I know. Yeah, this is in character.
Yeah, isn't
Yeah.
Oh,
Be-
you
be-
sounded like you.
I'm trying, okay? It's been a long week for me.
Yeah, just because we don't know what might make things worse if we're not careful.
So okay, you just seem really patient for revenge. Not that I'm pushing for revenge. That don't get me wrong. That's not the.
No, I didn't take it as that. I've been gathering as much information as I could for a very long time, and even in this last 3 days, I've gotten more than I've gotten by myself for a very long time of sitting and waiting and watching and taking notes. He's also not. He is not going to be an easy enemy to take down.
He's not powerless, even if we isolate him.
And I don't know that there would be a second opportunity if we botched the first.
So we need to make sure it's right the first time.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
One
Okay.
and done.
I'm kind of thinking if we can weaken his power base a little bit so we can have somebody ready to take over. And then if I can get him to trust me enough, then we might be able to maneuver him into a trap of our making so that we have a better way of preventing his escape. I think if we can get him isolated and all of us and we can fight him coordinated, I think we can handle Rosk. But that requires having him isolated where he doesn't have access to other forces. He's isolated enough that he can't easily escape. So I'm kind of hoping if we just help him further his goals enough without actually, so I can make sure it doesn't go overboard, but we might be able to lure him in enough that I can get him in a position where he's vulnerable. Because it's possible he has something in that room where, if we were to just storm into the room suddenly and try and take him down, he could escape. And then we have to deal with finding him again, getting to him. We have to fight through everybody he's got protecting him. It makes it a lot more difficult.
I've tried once and failed. I'm not willing to make the same mistake twice.
When was this?
Before you and I met.
Oh. Okay. I was just like, you already took a swing in the last year?
No.
With every shot so far.
No, that wasn't why I was punished. He never knew that it was an attempt at his life.
How do you not know?
The organization of that fell through when there was a misunderstanding with an accomplice.
As she's talking, Killian's eyes are slowly gonna shift over to Akarai. And then, okay.
Who did not understand the end game that we were working towards, and it ended up sabotaging the effort. So that was not why he hated me. But I can't risk the idea of screwing this up too and not getting another chance. We've got to play our cards right to do it.
But I mean, it's always the backup plan.
As long as I'm on the same page and I understand kind of what's going on, Understandable.
I don't need revenge, but he needs to no longer be a problem for the world.
So,
That's a cool
Does that-
line.
That's really good.
so if the problem is, does he have to die? Not that I'm opposed to death, by any means.
I mean,
You seem kind of a fan of it.
Huh?
You seem kind of a fan
No,
of
no,
it.
no. Well,
Well,
in some scenarios, absolutely.
I feel like we've had this discussion before. And we're sort of on the fence on that one. So
Well, it depends on how the story goes, you know?
how the story goes, I forgot about that.
he's a fan of it if it's a good death.
Well, we can make it how you do it. Depends how you define a good death.
I think the problem with Rosk is how you deal with him. There aren't a lot of other options other than death where there's not a high chance that he just comes back again.
So what if hypothetically he went to a different plane? Does that fix the problem?
Not permanently. I don't trust that he doesn't have magic that can undo that, while he has made it his business to try to keep it out of the hands of others. I have no reason to think that he has not been part of the problem of keeping the resources to himself and just not letting people that could threaten him, not allowing them the practice or the resources to actually do anything with it.
Okay.
And even if he was on another plane, there's always a chance he could find his way back.
Yeah.
That's not a guarantee.
It's not
that
a-
he's-
I'm just
I
trying
don't
to
know.
throw
No, that's
out all
fair.
the detail, like just the.
It's not impossible that maybe there's another way.
No,
In my reflections on it, I have not found something that I feel is sure that is another way.
gotcha.
But there's a fair possibility we have a little bit of time, so I'm willing to hear other possibilities. But my primary draft of how this should go continues to end with his elimination.
Mhm. And the only reason it's not is because we don't have anybody to fill the void.
At least not in a way that doesn't end up with a whole lot more chaos and potentially a lot more people getting hurt.
Yeah, there's a good chance that one of the other two faction leaders just absorbs his faction. And now they're one step closer to just controlling it all.
So why not try and go for all three at once? I mean, they were in the office together, weren't they?
Phew, I mean,
Yes, but there's several other people in that tower who are on high alert.
if we
But
could,
if Seabiscuit can shut everything down.
if we could manage it. When I walked into that room and they were all there, the thought crossed my mind. It's even hard. It's going to be difficult to get one of them isolated. It's going to be even harder to get, because like I can't go to Corel now and pretend to be her friend and like do what I'm doing with Rosk unless I convince Rosk that I'm doing it you know what I mean? Like I gotta.
Gotcha.
Like I'm limited in how much, like if I'm making myself Rosk's friend, it's really hard for me to also go do that with Corel. But it can't be you that does it. Well, come back to that idea. It can't be you that does it. She already wants you. You could maybe do it as well, but what
I
kind
don't
of
really have
reason
any
would she?
stance in
Yeah, exactly.
that.
She wouldn't have any reason to want to work with you. Now, that's an interesting idea, though.
It would be. I think that would absolutely work.
See, the only thing I'm worried about is it requires her to do all the talking.
We can rehearse.
Not for this, you can't.
What are things that go off the rails? Like that happens a lot. Like things you don't prepare for.
I don't prepare
Yeah.
for much of anything when it comes to talking.
So why rehearse? Like
Because I've never tried it before. Maybe it would work better. I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look at
I
Ackray.
mean,
What do you think? You think she could do it? She's definitely got the motivation.
Depends on the angle.
I mean,
I
we have the perfect angle. She wants, Corell wants
Yeah.
Rosk dead,
and so does
and
she.
so does Simi.
And she can do what I'm doing, where she comes in and is like, I know a whole bunch of stuff. I can be valuable to you because then we can coordinate with each other what we feed to both of them.
I mean, Simi doesn't have to do a whole lot other than just tell Corell, hey, help me kill Rosk. I don't care what happens after
and you
that.
can take his power vacuum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just as long as Rosk dies, you're good.
So what would the end game be? Obviously get her in with Corell, but what are we positioning?
I mean,
Seeming
we're positioning
full.
it to be able to remove both of them at the same time.
If we can plan each of them to plan to kill each other at the exact
It would-
same time.
It would also let us see what places or what pieces she has on the board. Might help if it's a dangerous game to play, but we could
It's-
try and maneuver them into better positions
It's
for
a
us.
dangerous game to play without having an in with the third party. And
Yeah.
that's
And that's where I might
the
come
problem.
in. Because I know that Corell is dealing in unzealot-like magical abilities.
Here's my thing. I don't know this, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I think one of two things. The Inquisition is either working directly for the Empress still, and that they are the reason she hasn't outwardly done anything.
You think?
It's either that, or I think the Inquisition is no longer loyal to her at all.
And they're sort of just headless chickens trying to figure out what to do
but
next.
I also know so here's the thing, the one Inquisition member we grabbed when I had all of you leave so I could interrogate him.
Right.
The impression I got is that they are incredibly devoted to like fighting for the greater good and doing whatever it takes for the greater good. It's just that their view of what the greater good was
Right.
the Empress's view. It's also entirely possible that that their leader in that faction might be agreeable to what we want. I don't know that. I'd really love to find out though, because
That's a hell of a limb to get out on.
Oh, but if it works out.
I mean, you have to deal with them one way or another. The question is, and nobody knows anything about them, right? Like Rosk, our best bet is Rosk puts me on the Inquisition route, and he gives me a tip off to where Inquisition members are going to be.
Wait. You. Oh, right.
Yeah, during the
Taking
screen.
orders from Rosk. So you're actually going to go through with that.
Well, I mean, if he's willing here. So here's the thing: I pitched the idea to him because we already wanted to do this.
Yeah.
And he's in a position where he might actually be able to give us an actual tip-off for where we can find an Inquisition agent. And I think we can, if we do what we did with them last time. I mean, we already jumped a few of them. Even after they ambushed us, we did okay. So I'm thinking if we can grab one, we can either interrogate them and see what they can tell us, and maybe we can keep moving up the chain, or potentially even if they seem open to it, we can use them to relay a message to Amakir, and we can open a dialogue with them and see what's going
I
on.
mean, we have the one at Cassius's. Because
Yeah, but he doesn't know.
yes, but if I can track him and see where he goes,
He won't. They keep him separate because that's what I was trying to learn more about the Inquisition from him. All he knew was the name. He didn't know like how to contact. He didn't have a way to contact them. They contact them. So if we stir up enough, we make a big enough fuss with the Inquisition, we might be able to get a hold of somebody who knows something. Either way, it helps because right now we don't know what the Inquisition is doing. We don't know how many pieces they have on the board at all.
So it's good either way. So no, I pitched that idea because I figured he would go for it.
I see.
So every idea I gave him is those are all things I want him to do, if that makes sense. But there's also an element of this that is making it look like I'm working hard on his behalf so he'll trust me enough that I can then betray him into a trap or an ambush. Because if I told him right now, hey, you got to go out to this remote cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever
sounds
get
like
to
a
the
good
point where
retreat.
he trusts you for that. I don't think he ever trusted me for
He will
that.
never trust me for that. We might be able to push him into a position where he feels like he doesn't have a choice. If he felt like the walls were closing in on him, that everything started falling apart, everybody's moving against him, and I looked like his only lifeline out, even though he doesn't trust me, I think he'd take it. Because he'd be running out of options. I mean, that's the whole reason he's working with me right now, is because he doesn't have a lot of good options.
Fair.
But it'd be real nice if we had information on what the other two factions were doing, and if we could see what hand Corell's playing with. But I think you're right. I think it's risky without having the third faction having an in with them.
Yep.
But it could work. Maybe we wait and see. But that's an idea to keep in the. I think you could.
But that's the guy run by the ordinary dude. Yeah.
Yeah, the super ordinary guy.
I suspect they are either still directly working for the Empress, or they have gone completely.
I might be able to ask.
Yeah, they might have lost their faith in the Empress when her divinity disappeared.
I do have commune. I could ask.
Commune with whom?
I just higher powers.
I'm gonna look at your
Higher
shadow
powers?
and be like, yeah, which higher powers?
I don't know. Whichever one of the nine is willing to
answers.
talk.
Oh, the
get on a phone
nine.
call with
Ooh. That's maybe not a bad idea, because this would also tell us if the 9 can even see her still or not.
Ooh, that is a
I
good
will.
idea.
I will sit down and start
The Empress.
doing a 10-minute ritual. We can keep talking. You guys can keep talking.
When
about
the Empress had her power, she was functionally invisible to the gods. They could not see her or that power.
Okay.
Braden, as a reminder, anyone who is using draconic magic could not be seen.
Yeah. So now that she's theoretically not.
But what if she still is and just...
Oh, she might be. But we won't know.
Well, okay, here's the other
Maybe
thing.
we can see through draconic magic.
Can you
now.
see a dead body if she is dead?
She's not dead. She's just not alive.
So dead?
No.
She's undead.
I believe... I'm going to look at Cassius. I believe the term that was used was lich.
Really?
That was the phrase that was used.
That you specifically used.
Can we...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that Cassius used. Yes, I believe
yes.
Cassius
Yes,
is the
yes,
one
yes.
who offhandedly said lich.
Can we fill in the bunny?
I don't know what this means either.
Yeah. Welcome to Keith teaching us what liches are.
I know on this plane they are fairly rare, and mainly that's because magic has been so thoroughly
Restricted.
yes. The pursuit of magic, certainly the study of it has been very highly restricted. So very few wizards, mages, sorcerers achieve high levels. The Empress, with her presumably long life that she stole from my kind, had a little bit more time to pursue such powers and pursue them to the end of extending her life. Dragons, by and large, are not immortal. They have long lives, as you all know. Potentially long lives, if they're not hunted down. But we are not immortal. Not truly. So even draconic magic would fail to keep someone alive forever. On other worlds, those who reach the pinnacle of what their natural aptitude can lead them to will sometimes resort to unnatural means to prolong their life. Almost to a one, they become what we call liches, extremely powerful magic users who rip their very soul out of their bodies, place them into something for safekeeping, presumably hardy, strong, tough, nigh unbreakable, and separate it from themselves as much as possible. I have heard stories of certain liches placing their repositories on other planes. You cannot destroy a lich unless you find and destroy the repository.
So, like a secret hidden island full of all your most valuable treasures, be like
Be the first place I
great
would
place to stash your grave.
It would be the first place I would look if I didn't think that it was on a different world. Something that, let's say, the conjunction of worlds might make possible.
So, if you,
See, that makes it so complicated.
so
Yes.
hypothetically, if you were to put this part of your soul into, say, an acorn,
Hmm.
like, and just put it, like, bury it super, super deep somewhere, and it grew, and then now the thing is a tree. Why would you think to destroy a tree?
Yep.
Kind of idea.
That's sort of antithetical to what most of these creatures think to do. Because for them, the acorn disintegrates. They are not thinking in terms of rebirth and regrowth. For them, the acorn goes away, and so the thought being that bit of their soul would then be
But then it just sits in the dirt, right?
no.
Oh,
It would be vulnerable.
in the dirt.
So
Who would
you-
go digging in random dirt?
Also,
Uh,
Braden talking here. Traditionally,
Yes.
you have to continually feed souls
Clearly,
into the phylactery to continually power it,
Oh.
unless you become a demi-lich.
clearly you don't have the.
Arcane.
personality.
Clearly, you do not have the personality to become a lich, and that is not a bad thing.
Okay, good.
Good.
So they would put it in something that they thought was worthy to hold their soul,
Yes, that is what
something
most
rich and valuable, and then you
So what's
hide
something
it.
that could last forever?
any number of things.
Stone?
A mithril crown. An adamantium box.
A snake,
A snake, a book.
you know.
Oh, right. Right. I forgot about that.
I like that you forgot about it, but you're the one who started it.
Right?
Look, it's not my fault she decided to choose the most generic whole
A boy with a scar on his head.
That was an accident.
A cup.
Yeah, but it counts.
So that wouldn't.
If you did the whole acorn thing and grew in a tree, then you could just kill somebody.
So that doesn't explain, though, like, just her being a lich wouldn't explain why she's got a big force field up and isn't doing anything.
Well, technically,
No.
so what? Just so I'm aware. So, like, did she give up her draconic powers to get the lich powers? Is that how that works?
Well, you two would know how that happened.
I suspect that the lich power was a
Safeguard.
safeguard.
So she
And
had it already.
she lost her dragon power because we interfered.
Wait, so you didn't finish the job the first time?
I...
Wait a second.
We thought we had.
I mean, the whole undeath thing was a little bit new to us.
I mean,
That was not an option that was really on our
Wait, so
list of expectations.
we're looking for who knows what that could be who knows where.
Maybe.
Well, this whole story just got all sorts of confusion.
So if you took a lich and you stuck him in a box, a lead-lined box, in an anti-magic field.
I hear you say this about so many things.
Look, it has solved a lot of my problems.
You're not wrong.
So a lead-lined box in an anti-magic field, and you buried it underground in the anti-magic field.
what source is the anti-magic?
It's so weird that I'm communing right now doing a ritual because Lucas knows a lot about this stuff.
Wouldn't that just kind of solve the problem?
The trick would be getting the lich in the box in the first place.
Well, I feel like we start by having it in an anti-magic field. I feel like that's the first solution, is the magic, the person who is this powerful magic user, magicer,
No, that's,
and
that's
we
the
just
word.
we just put them in the anti-magic field. I'm just thinking out loud here, but
Let me ask you something, and I want you to...
uh-huh.
How effective was the anti-magic field for me?
And he still was doing stuff
But
in the house.
I don't know what you're talking about, honestly.
What, he had the house?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's his magic.
Oh. Well, okay, but like, surely we can tune the anti-magic field to prevent your magic.
But what, do we know her magic?
No.
No.
That's not a thing.
So the lich just gets free. So wait. So I can't have a magical hotspot, but all the rest of you can.
It's the nature of the magic. There are different flavors. I'm sure Lucas would tell you if he wasn't otherwise
I gotta this fucking ass before the conversation moves on. Wait.
There's divine magic.
Freaking 10
There
minutes.
is arcane magic. There's draconic magic. There is the
Magic.
There's the-
Essency magic. Soul magic. Chronomancy.
yes, exactly. Different types.
Surely we could make a full spectrum magic nullifier.
Aroma magic.
Oh, yeah,
You
believe me.
wouldn't like the results.
What about those essential?
I might if it solves my lich problem.
Where do you think life came from?
Oh.
Look, all that means is we can't be in it when we turn it on.
I mean,
I understand this would be incredibly difficult and dangerous. I'm just saying, if you had a full spectrum neutralizer, would it work?
I'm gonna say theoretically.
If we build a bomb
Yes.
that
Yes.
splits an atom,
Theoretically,
Practically,
it would
probably
also destroy everything that you know. Everywhere.
but
That seems
only in
problematic.
that space, right? Because, like, I can step outside an anti-magic field.
you would have to be in an entirely different plane.
So we have to find a plane that we can use as the world destroy. Okay,
But don't we
okay.
kind of then destroy that plane? And that would be kind of
That's
bad.
10 minutes
Only
gone
if
by.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna commune.
Okay.
Okay.
Ring,
So-
ring, banana phone.
Alright. I think the
All
first,
right, I have something back. I gotta get to.
the first question I will ask, and this is for a divine proxy, yada yada. Okay. First question. Is the Inquisition still...
Okay.
Oh,
Let's pause for just a moment.
Okay.
Read me commune, please. Tell me what commune does.
You contact your deity or a divine proxy and ask up to 3 questions that could be answered with yes or no. You must answer your questions before the spell ends. You receive a correct answer for each question. Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as to an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In a case where one-word answers could be misleading or contrary to the deity's interest, the DM might offer a short phrase as an answer instead. If you can cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing a long rest, it can cumulative 25% chance
Cumulative, yes.
for each casting after the first that you get no answer. The DM will roll this in secret.
So it sounds like to me you have to ask a specific
Yes.
deity.
Okay.
So you gotta pick
No,
one.
your deity or
or a yeah.
or a proxy.
Yes, and I'm trying to remember which one you were linked to.
That I was linked to?
Mm-hmm.
How did I link to anyone? Did I? Or was that
That's
the one I had
Keith.
said?
Keith might have decided that you are.
That I believe, if I remember correctly, it was... If I believe from our one conversation, I believe it was... Famir.
Is that order?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Famir. I ask ye questions. Famir, I ask thee questions 3. Alright. First question.
If an acorn were to turn into a tree,
I'm not an idiot.
If we used an acorn as a phylactery, and we
Is the Inquisition still loyal to the Empress?
he asked the god of order.
True.
Hmm?
Just drunk. Oh, yes.
Unclear.
Don't worry, I'm getting that. I'm writing it down. Next question?
Yeah, give me a shush.
He's choosing wisely.
Yes, man.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
We'll
yes.
see. We'll find out
An
what comes
acorn
out of
was
his
a
mouth.
phylactery, and you planted it.
I still want to know. You could put it in the Feywild somewhere.
The phylactery was traveling
Can-
100 miles an hour southwards.
Can you see past the shield wall that surrounds the Empress's palace? I ask the god.
Good question. Can you?
Can you see past the shield that surrounds the Empress's palace?
Would the Empress take precautions against deities?
That's not a yes or no.
Somewhat.
Somewhat. Okay.
Was the crackling interference, or was that the god walking over and being like, I don't know, can I?
Let me look through
Yeah, let me
the waste
open the
paper
front
basket
door
and
and
see
check.
what the last report was.
Just pulling out a paper.
So was that like static or was
It was static.
Okay. I was like, it was either static or the crunching of rocks underfoot.
I have one more question.
How are you doing?
How are you? No.
What is your favorite color?
Yes.
I don't know that. Ah!
always just go to the standby. If an acorn was a phylactery and you buried it in the...
No.
Do you have to do sacrifices and it bleed into the roots? Because that, I really need, not that I'm questioning, I just...
Professor Slughorn,
I'm asking for a
would one.
friend.
I know that this is probably it's probably gonna be an unclear answer, but I gotta ask it
what's
anyway.
what would your other question be?
Do you have an opening for a new god?
Is the Empress's soul on this plane of existence?
That's a lot much better.
And you feel
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
you feel like ghostly claws against the back of your neck, and you are suddenly pulled back, and this like thick, gravelly voice sort of speaks in your ear, and you can feel the like lava hot breath right against your ear. Wouldn't you like to know, worm?
Oh.
I mean, that's the question I asked.
And gone. Done.
Was there a physical reaction?
There was a physical reaction.
Yeah.
Pull back a little bit and just kind of,
Are you okay?
Now I've heard a
Lucas?
lot of Empress speeches in my time.
That was not her.
Oh, that was not her.
Was it the demon you make deals with?
I don't know. Is it?
You've never been in...
I've had a conversation with him once.
You've never been... Have you?
I have, yeah.
He had to form his pact the first time.
true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, Lucas, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Are you sure that looked...
That looked intense.
I'm
Unpleasant.
fine.
Oh?
oh,
19 insight? Actually, no, that's a 20, because that's a 10. I have a really high insight.
It's a
That's a
15.
Okay.
let's go with the 21.
What did you roll?
I rolled an 11, but I have a plus 9 to insight, so 20.
Okay.
So 20, 21, 15.
You are the only one that knows I'm not I'm lying.
Okay.
Does this happen often?
That he gets jerked back like that?
Yeah.
First time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, I am not...
Lucas?
What?
What happened?
The dogs, when I was asking Famir, I just picked one, having a little bit of a static issue when I was asking about, like, specifically Empress-related stuff. So maybe some some magic resistances?
Yeah, I would believe him if he... Yeah, I
'Cause-
believe that.
It was unclear if the Inquisition are still loyal to the Empress. I asked if they could see past the Empress's shield that surrounds her palace, and he said somewhat. And then the third one, is the Empress's soul on this plane of existence unclear.
How
Some
many
static.
times a day can you cast that spell?
Infinitely, technically.
Ritual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to waste another 10 minutes?
I could, but I need to clarify some things you all are getting wrong. About how magic works.
Oh.
Please,
But Brayden
enlighten me.
can't remember what we said in the last 5 minutes. So,
Enlighten me.
well, about, stuffing her in a box, anti-magic stuff. That would stop her from using magic. It wouldn't kill her, though.
Oh, no. But if I can't, if her phylactery is on the other planet, like, I can't do anything about that.
Right.
So this is my next best option, is to make it so she functionally can't do anything.
I mean, that depends on if you can even get close.
Ding.
Fries are done.
Yes, what's the ding?
Diagnostic complete.
Oh, wow.
Oh, good.
That took faster than last
yeah.
time. That must have been a huge chunk of something.
Right? Goodness.
System report, Seabiscuit.
I love it, Seabiscuit.
Physical structures at 80% integrity. Fuel reserves at 5%. Interplanar hops impossible.
Enter what? hops?
Okay.
Weapon systems.
Oh, they have guns?
Weapon systems inoperative.
Okay, good.
Sensors online.
Sensors?
Seabiscuit?
Wait. Let's see if that's the whole report.
Oh.
Life support offline.
We're getting that!
Good thing we're on a planet.
Yeah.
Report complete.
Go ahead.
Seabiscuit?
Yes.
What fuels this ship?
Liquid mana.
Liquid
The
man.
souls
I'm
of
just
the
going to
innocent.
slowly look over to Cassius and cock my head.
Concentrated magical essence. Liquid mana? Seriously? Affirmative.
So, like, bread.
So, like, how? Yeah.
How do you liquid? Wait, so if like create
I
water?
don't know how to create it.
Okay.
I just know what it is.
What is our level of mana, liquid mana?
5% remaining.
Okay.
Can we get a small, like, test thing?
No, bad idea. For right now.
But what if we want to know what it is? We only need, like, a little bit.
As someone who's performed experiments his entire life, this is a bad idea, and we don't want to do that right now.
Okay.
This goes in the same category as when I had an entire troll stuffed in a bag of holding.
I feel like this might be even a bigger deal than that.
Then a troll in a bag?
Seabiscuit.
Troll and
What
bag
is the
bag.
status of our defensive systems?
Wouldn't that be weapons?
No, defensive.
Shields.
Physical structure at 80%.
Oh. Oh, it's going down.
Can you highlight on the schematic the damaged portions of the structure?
So there starts to pop up overlays. Most of it appears to be sort of actually below ground level. Imagine that. There are a couple of looks like relatively large, like very sharp subsurface boulders that have sort of pierced into some of the lower areas, places where groundwater maybe seems to be seeping in because, you know, the ship landed hard and got punctured, obviously. A few other areas sort of right at ground level, those appear to be mostly cosmetic kind of stuff. As you go higher up, away from where things are easily reachable, seems to get better.
Seabiscuit, what is the status of intraplanar hops?
Estimated flight time at this altitude and gravity field, 15 minutes.
15 minutes to it.
Do we have enough fuel reserves for that flight?
Affirmative.
Estimated intraplanar flight time. If we used all the fuel.
15 minutes.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Seabiscuit,
Yes?
how does one make liquid mana?
That information does not exist in the database.
It's good. There was a decent chance you were about to get things downloaded into your brain.
Oh.
Seabiscuit, what is our sensor range?
Calculating.
Oh boy.
At this altitude, in this gravity field, 100 statute miles.
What is a statue? Seabiscuit, what is a statue?
A statue is a stone figure, or is a stone carved into the shape of a figure.
Okay, so 100
Seabiscuit,
stone
what's a statute
figures.
mile?
Oh,
A standard mile.
By whose standard?
And it sort of blurts out sort of a rough sort of approximation, and it's the amount of distance light travels in a very small, tiny fraction of a second.
Okay.
You would kind of, well, I mean, you don't have anything to compare it to,
Yep.
but it's going to be a
Yeah.
regular, what you would consider a mile.
Seabiscuit, what types of phenomenon can our sensors detect?
Visual, auditory, gravimetric disturbances, magimetric disturbances, life types and power levels.
Seabiscuit, how are you doing with all the questions? We're asking a lot of questions. Are you good?
Very thoughtful of you.
Unknown parameters.
What were the two weird sensor things? The gravity and
Gravimetric and magimetric. Seabiscuit, what classification of entity am I?
Classification 0.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so if we use the scale of we are 0, or I am a 0, and Cassius is a 3.
Seabiscuit, can you pull up a whole graph of the whole thingamajigger to have the tiers?
Please restate your query.
Seabiscuit, can we have a visual representation of the entity classification system?
Okay.
That's where, yeah.
So it'll pop up a screen that looks an awful lot. There's a picture in one of the books somewhere of the different. It's
Yep.
roughly like that.
Seabiscuit, what are the parameters for entity classification?
Physical size, physical power, magical power.
So you're telling me I'm on the same scale as a cow?
yes.
Yeah.
Seabiscuit, can you bring up a map of the local urban area? I'm gonna go over and point at where the palace is. Scan for entities and classification levels in this area.
Unable. Massive gravimetric and magimetric disturbances in that area.
What levels are they?
Off scale high.
Is that good?
No.
No, I don't think so. Not for
That's
us. It's not
probably
good for
very
us.
For the Lich, probably good.
Well, that's interesting.
Not at all reassuring. But
I
we
mean-
know more.
Hey, if worse comes to worse, we can fly this thing for 15 minutes.
If we're gonna die, we better fly.
For 15
So,
minutes.
I think now is the time when I remember I was about to leave and go down the stairs, and I'm gonna go exit the tower and see if I get any visitors. I'll see you guys later, I think.
All right. So you're heading
Heading down.
down and out. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, take care. I probably better go and see my family and let them know that it's been postponed.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you want to go and kind of, I don't know, brief the
Brief who?
animal people
What?
on the beach?
But technically,
It's only been 2 hours.
Oh, fair enough. I guess we can rest.
let them
and then
sleep
do that.
off.
Yeah. We need to sleep.
Fair enough. That's. I find that I am simply wired. It's been a. It's been a lot to process. But. Did you want to sleep here? Did you want to Warehouse.
What are your plans, Cassius? Do you plan to head back to your manor?
Well, since the war seems to have been postponed, I believe, yes, I probably should. I may want to be a little more circumspect leaving than I was
Probably.
arriving.
Yes, I would recommend that.
So in that case, I probably should be following Killian down the stairs.
Should
I
Akai go with?
I was just going to suggest that, yes. If we can somehow sneak you out of the cloister, that would probably do better for your health. I agree. Go ahead for just one moment. I will be right with you. Well, wait for me at the bottom. And he's gonna sort of, Akai is gonna kind of sigh and sort of take your hand. There's a few things that I've tried to say that have not quite gone to plan. I think you and I at some point should have a discussion, but now is not that time. Be safe.
You too. And she'll like hug him and like give him a kiss.
I do love you, you know. And then he turns and follows Cassius as the two of them disappear down the stairs.
I should go see my father. Sleep first. Then I'll do that.
Nap time.
Nap
sounds good.
first. Like she doesn't want to, but she sees the benefit of it.
Okay.
Of nap?
Yes, there is benefit to nap.
All right. Dom, you're heading.
I'm headed just back to my house. Hopefully,
Okay.
nothing's crazy.
Which way? Which way are you heading out? Are you taking the stairs?
I'm gonna take the stairs outside.
You're taking the stairs as well.
It's probably
okay.
the smartest way.
Okay.
Bunny.
All right.
But I want to wait a few minutes to make sure everybody else gets out, so it's not
Gotcha.
like everybody at the
Gotcha.
same
Gotcha.
time.
So Lucas, that leaves you and Artie on the bridge.
Well, I probably should say this is probably the safest place in the entire city for me.
Right.
I'll get to know the system better.
Okay.
And then
Sea
I'm
biscuit
probably
better.
there too. Like I would probably just
Okay. You found a spot in the corner, one of the chairs to sort of lean back
I'm sure
in.
Seabiscuit
sleeps
can
on the
provide
floor.
food, provide a blanket. somewhere.
probably, but she wouldn't think to ask.
No,
She's gonna
probably
sleep on
not.
the floor.
Okay. All right. So you are the first to head out. You get to the bottom. You sort of slide the door open, and sure enough, it is a broom closet. The door sort of closes behind you, and you see that it's got like a set of shelves attached to it.
Oh,
So
clever.
very clever, and as it sort of slides back into place, the scene goes virtually invisible. You're not even able to see where the break in the whatever this material is.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to exit the broom closet then.
You slip out. There's a little bit more activity as you would expect. A lot of guards sort of peering around trying to figure out why doors closed and locked and now all of a sudden are not. You do kind of from up above, it's not really yelling, but it's raised voices about whatever is happening. There's a lot of sort of noise up and down the tower. You slip out, pretty much unremarked. I won't say unnoticed. The guards that are standing at their normal posts at the entries and exits, they see you. They see you exit. So
I imagine I stick out since I also don't wear a uniform.
yeah, very much so. But they don't stop you. They do let you go. As you're wandering around, make me a perception check for me. I assume this is gonna be pretty awful.
My thing's not. Hang on. I think that's I believe that's a 14.
14? Okay.
Yeah.
You do see... I closed it. Of course I did. So you do see there are... there is a minder sort of... You're not real sure if the person was watching for you to leave the tower or not, but there is now somebody sort of shadowing you and following you.
Well, in that case, Keith, I'm going to go walk around those gardens I've heard Artemis talk about.
Okay. Yep.
And once we're a little less, there's a little less people around, I'm going to approach my minder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did we just start a television show?
No, there's oddness coming through. Pardon me. I closed out a window I shouldn't have, and getting back to it meant...
Can you imagine we have a live audience and laugh track?
Getting back to it meant opening a window that was making noise.
All good.
apparently.
It happens.
Yep.
I mean, I literally shut my computer off there for a minute, which is why I was like, it's not, I think that's
Yeah, got it. Okay. So, not that I've got any audio coming through, but I'll turn that back on now.
So which one do you work for?
What do you mean?
Well, you either work for Rosk, or you work for Corel, or you work for the Inquisition. I'm just curious which one of you,
There are
which one
three
you work
options.
for right now. Who told you to come follow me?
Who do you want to
I
have
don't care
told
which one.
me?
I'd just like to know which one so I know who was first on the ball. I suspect we're going to be collecting them tonight.
Just hand me your business cards.
Well, I don't exactly know who. I was just told to watch out for someone matching your description.
Okay, and who told you?
It wasn't a who, it was a note left in my cell.
In your cell?
Well, yeah, that's... oh, sorry. My quarters.
Okay.
I feel
Oh,
like
can I see the note?
He
I'm going to
pulls it out
unfold
and
it.
hands it to
Is it
you.
any...
The note.
It just says to watch me, huh? It doesn't even tell you, who to go report to.
No, I assume
Just
those
watch.
instructions will be waiting for me
when you're taken.
when I'm done with whatever it is I'm watching you do.
Is this normally how things run here, where, you just get mail and it just tells you what to do and you just...
Sometimes.
See, I feel like that's a big flaw in your system where, you don't even know that this was somebody in the order that told you to do it. I could have written this note and given it to you, and it would work just as well.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
Can you
good.
just watch me?
We're told they're like tests of faith or something like that. I honestly, I'm starting to wonder if this whole order thing is even worth it.
How long have you been in the order?
Kind of lost track of time, but I think it's 6 months.
Oh wow, so you're like new.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was after the whatever it was that happened at the palace.
That was a year ago.
I'm gonna hand him the note. Okay, so now I'm fascinated. Why did you join the order? I can't imagine the pay's great.
No.
Nor does it seem like the benefits are particularly good.
We
He's
get
like,
paid?
People get paid, right?
I. This is going to sound weird, but my whole life, I was told to believe in the whole Empress divinity thing, and when that went away, I needed something more to believe in.
Okay.
And this was kind of all there was.
Interesting. I mean, that's fair. That makes sense.
I get 3 squares out of it.
3 squares.
A place to lay
Yeah.
my head. Clothes I don't have to pay for. They teach me things, which is kind of nice. Learned how to read kind of learned how to read in 6 months.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Some of the bigger words I still have problems with, but
That's okay. That happens.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we will have a quiet evening.
I would really like that, if you can arrange it.
I mean, I'm not planning on... the only thing I expect might happen is we might have people come visit and ask me questions.
Like who?
I'm guessing that somebody who works for Corel and somebody who works for the Inquisition.
Oh.
That's okay. You don't have to answer any questions or do anything.
Okay, good.
You just watch.
Yeah, because that all this says is to watch you.
Yep. That's all you got to do.
Okay.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, easy.
I'll start walking again, and then I'll wait a minute. Like, "No, you can just come walk up here with me."
Oh,
I mean, it's
Really?
it's not like I don't know you're watching me.
oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, if you don't want to, you don't.
He walks. He sort of steps up. He's still about a half a step back, but he's closer than he was, and off to one side.
I'm just gonna wander around the grounds, familiarize myself.
He's
a
right
little
there
bit,
with you.
See if anybody comes asking questions at any point. Basically, Killian's making himself available as a public target.
All right. Okay.
You just over there.
So as you're wondering, there are sort of it's really awkwardly obvious that there are a couple of people who are both trying to be the next one to get to you. and they're sort of like staring at each other back and forth, and one starts walking a little faster, and then the other one starts to walk a little faster, and then the first one picks up the pace a little bit more, and then the second one starts jogging, and then and pretty soon it's just a flat out foot race to get to you. What do you do when you see that?
Oh, I just stop and just wait. I'll wait for him.
Just sprinting, pushing. Just get to
Yeah.
They're jockeying.
They're jockeying for position. One of them, God, that's an 11 and a 12.
they're working.
Yeah, they're just like neck and neck, and one of them sort of reaches over and trips the other, and she just goes sprawling out on the path in front of her, hands out, cloud of dust, and the other one sort of comes up.
If you were in shape.
Did you Did you give them?
I did not give it when the three were in the meeting. They would have had to ask Ross because my expectation was after I walked out to go negotiate, they were going to look at Ross and be like, "Who is that?"
Right.
No, take your time.
Are you?
No.
He had
Are you-
a stab mark on his side that he didn't realize.
Are you Killian from the Order? No. The Valley. The Valley. Are you Killian from the Valley?
What's the other person doing?
She has sort of gotten up and is sort of dusting herself on and coming on at more of a. I mean, she's at this point she has lost the race, so she's coming at a more sedate pace.
I'm gonna look at my minder and be like, "I didn't get your name. What's your name?"
Hector.
See, Hector, this is why you shouldn't take your job too seriously. See, they both just ran all the way over here. They're pushing and shoving. And we're just going to wait for both of them to be here so I can say the same thing to both of them. Remember that for future reference. Getting here first meant nothing.
Good to know. And the one that's there is just sort of glaring at
I'm
you.
going to look back and be like, hold on.
Come on, Clarice.
I don't think they know each other.
I imagine there's a couple of like messengers.
yeah,
So as soon as
fine.
Clarice gets up,
You
I'm
ain't-
like, yes, I am Killian from the Valley. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to look at the first, who sent you?
What?
Somebody told you to come find me and ask me a question. Who sent you?
Mistress Corell.
Okay. And I'm going to look at them, which means you're from the... You were sent by...
We can keep going.
Oh, go on, Clarice. He probably already knows. I work for the Inquisition.
Now, you were sent by the Inquisition or you work for the Inquisition?
Oh, we're
I said
gonna
what I
kidnap
said.
this girl.
Okay, all right. See, this is progress. So, Inquisition girl's Clarice, right? Mm-hmm. So, you're Clarice and you're...
Adam.
Look, I got nowhere better to be and nothing better to do tonight. The faster you give me the names, the faster we move on.
Nathan.
Nathan and Clarice. Okay, great. And your question that you both have is...
Will you work for us?
We'll double your.
The Inquisition is very curious how your mission went.
Okay.
Ooh.
And Nathan?
Mistress Corell would like to know what was said on the ships.
Okay, great, good. So, the answer to your question is, you can tell them this is an armada from the other continent. The Imperial expedition there has fallen apart. Many of the Imperial members are either prisoners or are now working with the locals. They assembled an armada and came here to counterattack the Empire for invading their lands.
As you keep going, their eyes get wider and
I
wider
have
and wider.
explained to them that the Empire is no longer interested in waging war with them and have convinced them to land on the beaches outside of town. They will, however, want to send their own independent agents into the city to verify that what I said is true. We have forestalled the invasion. It is not done and over with. They will need provisions at least to make their way back. They may also be seeking reparations or to recover things that were taken from them. That's what I know at this time.
So both of them are just standing there, like eyes wide. They clearly were not expecting. You know, they clearly had not been fully briefed on what it was to expect, and that even if they had been, that was not the answer they were expecting. And they both just kind of stare at each other. And they both sort of look over at Hector, and he's standing there, jaw agape, just staring at you as if you had grown a second head.
Oh, and tell them if they have any more questions, they can come find me and I'll answer it for them.
And they
Go
sort
for
of
dinner.
they sort of glance at each other, and they hesitate for a second, and they both kind of look like they may have another question but don't want to ask it with other people close by.
Keith, I can read their surface thoughts.
So you still have that up?
Oh yeah, it does.
Okay.
It doesn't ever go away.
Okay. So Nathan is thinking about his instructions and trying to figure out how to ask the question what Rosk is planning for you to do. And Clarice is thinking of her instructions and how to get the other two guys to leave you alone so that she can ask you what Rosk is planning.
I'm gonna look at both. So I'm gonna be so Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
If she wants to know what Rosk is planning, she can come down here herself or invite me to come visit her and we can talk about it. And Clarice, the same thing, except the Inquisition can either invite me to a meeting or they can send somebody who probably knows more of the situation down to talk with me. I don't really feel like we should be messenger running those questions about what Rosk is planning on doing.
And both of them are just staring at you wide-eyed. And without a word, they both turn and take off in opposite directions.
Thanks, guys! I'm gonna look at Hector and be like, see, that went so much better when I can just do it all in one go. It's so much easier.
Oh my gosh, you
How did
freaking
you-
adopted another,
NBC.
How did you...
No, what was the...
How did you... What was that last bit? How did you... What?
It's not hard to figure out that, Mistress Corell is gonna want to know what Rosk's planning to do so that she can try and, counteract it or, get a leg up on him, and that the Inquisition was probably gonna want to know the same thing.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to figure out they were standing there I'm not done yet,
Poor Hector.
but I don't know how to ask this to you because we're doing this all at one time.
It's a weird day for him.
He's had a long day.
So are you on Master Rosk's side then?
I think that is probably the most accurate way to describe it, yeah. I mean, I'm not really on any... all three of them agreed to let me go negotiate with the Armada on their behalf.
Huh.
But when I came back to tell them what was going on, only Rosk was there. And it's not like I know any other way to get a hold of the other two. So... Look, all I'm saying is clearly communication is not the strong point here in this workplace.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Communication.
It's been
people.
better.
Communication.
It was better before, certainly. I mean, there's always been sort of the power plays and stuff that I've seen. I hear stories from some of the older members about how it
used to be.
and how it used to be both worse and better.
And better.
It's very confusing.
Back in my day, the three heads used to have dinner together. That is some talking.
It makes sense.
Yeah. It's been an odd couple of years apparently for the Order,
I bet.
for the world.
I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, that, starting your own coup, the Empress suddenly disappearing, everything falling apart.
Yeah. That was. You think she's okay?
The Empress?
Yeah.
Define okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that depends Well, I mean, full disclosure, right? Like, I've never been on the Empress is a holy deity that I worship train.
Oh,
Out where I lived, the only time the Empire came around was to collect taxes or because they wanted to, like, arrest someone because they claimed they did something they shouldn't have, and then, like, flay them in the public square.
so you're not from Costas?
Oh, no. I'm from way out in the boonies.
right.
So, like, I've never been on the train of, like, the Empress is great and the Empire's wonderful. The only time the Empire ever came around was when things were bad. So,
I guess that
I don't
would
know.
sort of color your view of the whole thing.
I can respect that it was it provided stability that we don't have now, but everything I saw, I was just kind of like, it's somebody far away who doesn't understand how things are here making the decisions. I don't know. It was probably different in Costas because this is like the center of it all.
Yeah, it was kind of more in your face and more stable, I guess. I mean, I don't remember a time before before a year ago, really, when things were as unsettled, I guess, as they are now. Well, I say that. There was that whole big sort of plague outbreak that happened about 2 years ago. Sort of
right, I remember
right
hearing
before
about that.
things really got bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that would have been about the time the young prince sort of disappeared too.
Oh, yep. Yep, that would line up.
That's really when things got weird when he left.
That's when things got bad.
Yeah, that would be. That would make sense.
Hmm.
What with everything that went on.
Yeah, that's when the old head of the order died.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then Rosk took over.
And Rosk took over. Yeah. Things just kind of got really weird at that point.
Yeah. I can agree. Things definitely got weirder from that point on. Yeah, so I hope that she's... I don't know. I hope that she's willing to... If she is still around, that she's willing to do better than she did before. I don't think the whole oppressive empire rule with an iron fist thing was working out super well for most people.
Yeah, probably not.
It was a lot of carrot, not a lot of stick, or a lot of stick, not a lot of carrot, where I was.
I don't understand the reference.
Oh, so like not a lot of like positive reward, lots of negative reward or repercussions, right? So like it was like if the Empire showed up, it was like you do what we say, or we'll burn your house down. But like there was never like do what we say because we'll help make your life easier, or because it'll benefit you. It was only ever do what we say because we told you to, and that just doesn't really.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a hard sell.
So-
If it could be more like, hey, this would be good for you, this would be good for me.
Okay.
Let's work together. Let's make like a compromise on it. I feel like that would work out a lot better. I mean, they were. The order was gonna barricade off the harbor because of the armada, and the order's plan was to just go tell the Merchants Guild they had to give over all their ships for the barricade or else. And I was like, hey, how about instead we just go ask them if they'll help? Because like they also don't want a city to be invaded.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
So
I
like
think it
why
kinda
why resort to the like will or else thing? Just go straight to the hey, can you help us out on this one?
Interesting.
Yeah, there's
I
not.
just never heard it put that way before.
Yeah,
That's,
there's just not a lot of that seemed to go around whenever I saw it. I guess that's not true though. There was a little town. Lamott's Wells had a cloister that was. They were pretty good about that. Like very, very much work with you instead of lord it over you type thing.
Lamont's Wells. That's up in the northeast, wasn't
Yep.
it? Yep. Okay. I think I remember seeing that on a map somewhere in one of the libraries here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
So where to now? What are you doing now? I assume those were the people you were waiting on to talk to.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. I got time. I think I'm gonna wander a little bit. Never
Okay.
been in the cloister before.
All right.
I'm gonna accidentally wander over to the.
Gotcha. Okay. So a few minutes go by. Clearly, Cassius and this is gonna be fun. Give me 1 second.
You're good. You're good.
Because I think they left out before you.
Yep, they did.
I want you to know that whatever happens is your fault.
That's
Well, that's not.
not a weird thing to say at all.
Well, it's because he's got so many disadvantages.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I managed to roll the same thing on both of them. Or, well, within.
Aren't they trying to get back to his house?
Yep. Yep. They have to get across the city.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, I think that's 16 and 19.
Why did none of us think to go and help them?
But,
None of us thought to take
I
them
blame
home
all of you who were in the room for that discussion.
okay.
For what?
to escort.
You just
Cassian
let the
home.
NPCs go home by themselves.
It's a dragon and Acherai.
Yeah.
A
Or-
dragon?
who are both trying
And
to be
Acherai.
inconspicuous.
Right. They're both trying to be inconspicuous, which means Cassius is not in his dragon form, and Acherai is trying to lay low.
Also, you've met
Yeah.
Cassius. You really thought he could be inconspicuous?
Yes.
I mean, you really think that we can do very much if Cassius decides he's not going to be
That's fair.
inconspicuous?
Have you ever seen the thing where it's just like, I sneak by intimidation, where it's just like if I have a high enough intimidation, no one's gonna deal with me because they're just like, well,
Right.
I don't want to get both my legs
you
broken.
use light stealth. I use heavy stealth. Heavy stealth. No one can see you if there are no witnesses.
That's true.
Jaren,
See?
roll me a D10. I'm
A
sorry,
D10?
a D20, please. Roll me a D20.
Would you like the number?
Yes, please.
It's not double digits. 2!
Oh boy!
Wow.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. Well,
Great.
all right.
That's either real good or real
That
bad.
is either real good or real bad.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens.
In the paper tomorrow. Strange dragon man and wanted fugitive found in the.
Strange dragon man.
Okay. So a few minutes after Cassius and Acherai have disappeared down the stairwell, you reach the bottom yourself.
Perfect.
You open the door, and much like what Killian found, it's got the shelves attached right to it, so as you close it behind you and find yourself in what is being used as a janitor's broom closet, the door basically just disappears. You slip out into the main lobby. It is, as you have become familiar with it, a little bit more activity as the guards are sort of trying to sweep the place and trying
So they're on alert.
yeah, they are very much on alert. They're trying to figure out what was happening, what went on with it prior to, with all of the doors and stuff being locked up and
Yeah.
unopenable. So again, it's not that they don't see you, that you are just not high on their list of priorities at the
Yes,
moment.
yeah.
So you slip out into the cloister grounds.
Perfect. Would it be necessarily kind of, it's morning time, yeah?
Yeah.
Would they be prepping breakfast?
They would, in fact.
I'm gonna go sleep in and get some breakfast, and I kind of want to carry it back to the house for
Okay.
mom and dad, so they don't have to leave the house.
Okay. So you slip over to sort of the dining hall area. The smells are quite sumptuous. Plenty of pretty much anything you could want. It is simple fare. but it is, there is a variety.
Yeah.
It's a small variety, but there is a variety. Kind of heavy on rather plain, like hearty biscuits.
Yeah.
A little bit of sausage gravy kind of drizzle that can go over it. A little bit of sort of fresh fruit out of some of the gardens you recognize.
I recognize the fruit.
Well, I mean, you recognize that the fruit is from the gardens.
Yes, yeah.
Let's put it that
Could
way.
you-
Like, I know that.
I know that.
I saw that strawberry yesterday.
So a little bit of fruit, some fresh preserves that have just been made, that sort of thing. So you pile,
Plates full.
3 plates full of whatever your parents would like, and then set off.
Perfect.
Okay. What is your strength and dex scores, please?
Oh, so great. My strength is a 14, and my dex is an 11.
Okay. I am going to need you to make me a dexterity roll, please.
Perfect.
A saving throw?
Not a saving throw,
Just a...
just a straight dexterity roll.
Okay, so it's a 16.
16. Okay. You do manage it. It is there are a couple of moments where you kind of, your mind is wandering a little bit, and you
Got a lot on my mind.
things start to droop a little bit, but you're able to sort of regain control before anything more than like a grape or two fall off the plates.
Worthy sacrifices.
Yeah. And then you make it back to your home. So you're there with your hands full. How you getting in the house?
I'm gonna be like, and I'll like turn around and I'll like kick with my foot to knock.
Okay. After a couple of moments, you kind of hear some shuffling around inside. The door cracks open. Oh, I thought you were, and your mom is standing there. I thought you were off doing things.
Well, it got temporarily moved.
Oh, okay.
I brought food, so we can kind of chat about it inside if you want to come.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. And she opens the door and sort of pulls her robe a little bit closer around her.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I'll go get your father. And
Perfect.
turns and heads back into their bedroom, closes the door behind
Okay,
her.
I'm just gonna go down to the table, set plates down, kind of
Okay.
in preparation, just waiting.
It does take them a minute or two, and when they come back out, they're both they're both still sort of straightening clothes and putting stuff
I
in
woke them
place
up.
for the day.
Yeah.
They were being bunnies,
Yeah, well, of course.
So your mother tells me your trip or whatever has gotten moved?
Postponed, I guess, is the whole adventure thing.
Okay.
So, if you guys, I talked to you yesterday, like last night. I know it was really late. There was like ships coming.
Yeah?
Well, they're from home.
Really?
Yeah. Well, okay. So they were Empire ships, and now they're not Empire. Well, they're still Empire ships, but now they're like controlled by beast folk,
Huh.
and they're using the humans and that to help get them over here, and it's a cool sight. I mean, I saw bear folk, I saw shark folk, bird folk.
So the war is over home? Back home?
I think the war is the actual fighting bit. They're coming back over here to kind of find a little bit of like, how do I put it? What's the word when you are really oppressed? They just want some they want to feel better.
Okay.
They get something because they were hurt.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha. I wonder if that means it's safe to go home. I wonder if we can go home.
Well, I mean, there's still whoever's brought us here that still is kind of watching.
Fair.
I'm more worried about the dire wolf situation. That's why I don't want to get up and kind of just leave.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll have to get you out from we'll have to get all of us out from under her thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Wish we knew how to do that.
Well, I would say run, but that doesn't help.
No, I wouldn't think so.
I mean, the first time I met my new friends, they kind of sniffed me out. I had to run across rooftops into in a building with stuff, and it was a whole mess.
Well, I will. I'm sure we'll get that story at some point. You should bring some of them around. I want to thank them for keeping you safe that night.
Yeah, as much as I can. I mean, again, it's really hard, kind of just our location. But I agree.
Why is the location hard?
Well, they're not really necessarily come here very often. They're kind of, I won't say outsiders, but they belong to the city.
Okay.
They don't have quite the, what's the word? They're not allowed here? Or shouldn't be allowed? I guess not all of them.
Okay. About this time, Killian gets.
Just
I was gonna say out from outside.
Oh, what is it? Is that a rabbit hut?
Is that a rabbit? Wait, hold on. I might hear one now.
Well, it's
Hector, what is that?
It's one of the gardener's huts.
Yeah, but why is it small and all the way out here?
I don't know.
Maybe turnips need checked in
Huh,
on.
I'm gonna go check it out, Hector. If you want to stay here, if you want.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
I'm gonna walk up to the hut. So yeah, now you.
I'll get the door.
I'll get the door.
I'll go open the door. Hey!
So as you start, I'll be like, "Oh, we have." I'll be like, "Company."
We have come.
And, you see Hector in the.
Just waves.
How far away is Hector?
I mean, you've asked him to stay close, so he's half a step behind you to your left.
Can I help you guys? What's going on?
I was wondering what kind of strange house this was all the way out here.
Your what? It is our home that we've been given. Are you okay?
But you're a talking rabbit. I'm gonna keep looking over my shoulder Hector's right there. I kind of have to.
I won't catch that.
Make
I will
an
not catch
insight
that,
check.
But I will do that.
Make an insight check.
That is a 3
Yep,
plus
nope.
9. Yeah, no.
That's a little.
That's a 12.
I won't catch that.
Hector, did you know that there were rabbit people here?
I mean, I had heard rumors.
Why did nobody tell me? This is huge news.
I mean,
They could have helped with the negotiations.
Can I do a
Just-
history
just-
check to see if he's talked about having a twin or anything?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. 18.
18. You don't remember him saying anything
never
about having
mentioned
a
it.
twin.
Ah.
All right. I think, and I'm going to look past you. I'm going to make a show of looking past you. Hector,
Yeah.
how badly do you want to go in the rabbit's house?
I mean, are you planning to?
Well,
I mean, I have to go where you go. So are you planning to
there
go?
are so many questions that they could help me understand about the people from another. Like, there were beast folk all the way out on those ships. So I have so many questions, but it looks a little cramped in there if both of us go in.
But I have to watch you. I have to go where you go.
There's a window.
Also, you'll know if I leave. There's the door.
I have to go where you go and watch you and
hear what
and
you
be
say,
part of
so I can
part of
report
your
back.
Yeah, I have to know what you're saying.
Look, if you want to
and-
cram in there, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you'd like to not have to do that and not get your order stuff dirty, I understand. I will not rat you out.
very clearly confused.
Nicely done.
Very clearly confused, and let's see
I'm out of
here.
inspirations, right? I was thinking one for that as well.
Yes.
Let's see. Yep, I still have a disadvantage. Thank you, Gage.
Thank you, Gage.
Gage is the best.
So I will. Whew. Yikes. All right. So roll me a persuasion check.
Gage for the win.
17. Yeah, if you want to, it just looks
Fine,
cramped and dirty
I'll
a little bit.
Listen at the window. Can you open one of the windows so I can listen through the window?
Sure. I'll go open a window.
Well, so I'll come in behind you
Uh-huh.
and close the door and be like, "Don't open the window."
I can do something better.
What can you do?
I can cast Zone of Silence.
But then how do we talk? Oh, just on him?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it makes it so it's just like the outside
Dude,
of the
yeah,
window.
do that. That's great.
Okay.
Poor Hector.
Poor Hector.
Poor Hector.
Weird day for Hector.
All right. So you go over to the window and.
I'll like open it, and while I'm opening it, just cast a Zone of
So, okay. All right. So he's sort of sitting there, and let's just see how perceptive.
Hopefully he's just like starts
is.
zoning out. Like,
Let's
this
see
is
how
just
perceptive
boring.
he is. That's a 16. It gets awfully quiet, but he kind of like doesn't seem to think anything of it.
Oh, so I'll watch him for just a second. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry, I didn't. I have. He has
You're
to.
Killian, right?
Oh yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah. Sorry, he has to follow me everywhere.
When did you get a...
Oh, the
tail.
minute I left the tower, the minute I walked out, he started.
The
following
broom
me.
closet?
No, like the whole tower.
Oh.
Like he was waiting outside. So Rosk is having him follow me, so
What
he
does
knows
he
where
work
I've been.
for?
What?
He works for Rosk?
Well, the Corel and the Inquisition already sent messengers to ask me what happened, so I have to assume.
Hold on. Mom, Dad, this is Killian.
Oh yeah, hi.
Oh.
Hi. Good to meet you. What was
Hi.
Dominic's last name?
Bramble Branch.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Bramblebranch. Good to meet you. Good to meet you.
Good to
I'm
meet-
Killian Arkwright. I met Dominic. How many dates?
A little while.
A little bit ago.
3 days.
Ago.
No, 5 days ago.
Yeah, a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
One of the people that helped me, well, I mean, at the time you didn't help me,
No, I couldn't.
but he was there.
Okay. Are you part of this, like, trip or adventure or whatever he's going on?
Oh yeah, you already told him that we went out to the ships and
Mhm.
talked.
Yeah.
Yep. I was there.
Okay. All right. So why did the adventure get postponed?
Oh, because how much should I tell them?
I don't know. I mean, it's Mom and Dad.
Okay, I'm gonna
Who's
keep.
going to get to Mom and Dad? He says, foreboding.
I'm gonna keep this a little vague for your own safety.
Okay.
So I'm currently here as a prisoner and guest of Master Rosk.
You've got a lot of freedom for a prisoner.
Well, that's why I said and guest, because see, I'm I'm gonna look over to make sure that that Hector is still like just he's not looking. He can't see
He's
me.
just
He
like-
can't, yeah, he's just. I'm helping him, and by helping I mean trying to learn more about him so that we can unseat him from his throne of power.
What kind of friends have you made over here?
What do you
Ah,
mean?
see, you didn't tell them.
He's gonna help like overthrow the Empire. Wasn't that what we were shooting for before?
Yeah, but that's.
Trust me, it's not my first time trying it.
Went so well the first time.
It did.
Okay.
She doesn't.
You're not
do that.
exact. You don't exactly keep a low profile.
Oh, I'm not really trying to right now. Anyway, but so the adventure got postponed because we went out and met with the beast folk. So they're from it was people from Orkos and Osmia
Really?
that are out on the ships. Yeah, there was a tiger. He said tiger was what he was, right?
Yeah. I tell you.
Orange striped guy named Gob Red Adder. Yeah.
The Red Adder is here?
Yeah, he's leading the armada.
Is that a big person? I didn't.
Yeah, you.
How have I not heard of?
There were certain parts of our attempts to start up the insurgency that we kept from you
Mm-hmm.
for your own safety.
I mean, that makes sense.
He was one of the leaders.
Okay.
So that he's here. It might be safer to go home now if we can. Oh, aside from the whole, ghostly doggy things.
Oh, so they know about that too.
Well, yeah. That's kind of what kind of captured us the first time.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What, being captured?
No. Why are there ghostly dire wolves that chase you?
Well, you gonna kind of explain? I'm not quite full detailed.
Don't have all the details ourselves, but apparently there was somebody in one of the factions that was close to the Empress can conjure them.
Well, that narrows down the number of people pretty quick. And they want you?
Well, they wanted to put down the rebellion to make it easier for
I understand. Yep.
so the missus and I were, we were kind of high up in that order, and if we hadn't been here, we probably would have still wound up here as part of the Armada.
Wait, like how high up were you?
Red Adder answered to me.
Oh,
How did you get captured?
I may have mentioned the ghostly direwolves.
I told you, like, you
Why
were part
did they
of
not? I mean this. Let me say, I have the utmost respect for you. I was helping plan our own rebellion here. Why didn't they just execute you?
We were leverage, I think. We knew things. We could.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think they were. I think they wanted what we knew. But by the time they got us back here to start the whole softening up interrogation thing,
Everything fell apart.
everything had fallen apart, and now we're just
Now
here.
you're just here.
And nobody knows what to do with us, but they also know they can't let us go.
Okay. And you don't know who brought you here?
Not precisely, no.
Okay.
I mean, all we know is that it's the lady that.
Yeah, there was a lady that was doing the conjuring. I don't know exactly.
Okay, well that answers that question then. Wow, I'm incredibly impressed. You guys ran an incredibly successful insurgency.
It was apparently more successful after we left, although how much of that is due to whatever it was that happened with the Empress.
That's fair. Yeah, look at that. Your parents know the Admiral out there.
It's news to me. It's
Well, it was for your own good. And your dad is actually going to reach over and sort of pat you on the head between the ears.
Okay, well then, yeah. So I feel like I can tell them anything at this point, and they'll done this themselves. I'm here undercover to get Rosk into a position we can assassinate him.
Oh, really?
And we're gonna swing for the 2 other heads of the order if we get the chance.
2 other?
Well, there's...
I knew of 1 other. I mean, there's only 2 divisions in the order, right?
Oh, there's 3.
Who's the third?
Well,
What's
there's
the third?
the Inquisition.
What do they do?
They're like the secret police. They hunt down dissenters or spies, or and
the your parents sort of turn and look at each other, and then sort of like that makes more sense now.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and your son said he was on board when we saved him, and then we were talking, and he said he was on board to help. So
Overthrowing the government.
He's been helping.
Well, good for you. And thank you, I suppose, for keeping him safe.
You're welcome. He's a good kid.
So we haven't gotten in any fights yet. It's fine. We're good.
Good. Fights are not great.
Okay, so it's Bramble
Branch.
Mm-hmm.
and that would have been your surname.
Mm.
Okay, interesting. We'll have to see if they put us on the diplomat assignment. That's good information to know.
Yeah. I mean, I could try talking to him and see what goes on if that works.
He let us know if that's... You make it sound like there's some question about where you're heading and what you're doing?
Yeah. Rosk has not decided what he wants to ask me to do.
Okay.
So he's got a couple different ideas he's sitting on for that I may have nudged him towards for how I could help him.
Okay.
And one of them would be helping negotiate and be an ambassador to the beast folk that are now landing outside the walls instead of invading the actual city. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us know
Oh yeah.
if that's the way it goes, because if it is, we might have some protocols in place.
I love to hear this. This is great. Oh, this is actually okay. Yeah, this could be real. The hope was that having the Armada stick around for a little bit could help put the pressure on the internal politics to try and get people moving and making mistakes. So
Yeah, we might can up your bona fides with our people if
That's
that is
good.
the route you
that's good.
wind
And
up
then
going.
hopefully we can get you guys to a place where you're no longer stuck here.
That would not be a bad place to be either.
Absolutely.
Well, so Dom just brought breakfast. I'm sorry, there doesn't appear to be enough.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I can go get my own. I have a full day of doing nothing ahead of me.
Oh,
No. Well,
good.
all
I mean,
right
yeah.
then.
Now you have the free reign of.
Yep.
It was.
It'll just be me and Hector.
It was
Oh.
very nice to meet you. And,
too.
Thank you again for looking out for my son here, and let us know
Oh,
if there's
absolutely.
anything we can do for you.
Absolutely.
He reaches out and shakes your hand. Yeah. And then he sort of slides back into his chair, and I did just get up after having worked up quite the appetite, and
Absolutely.
she just kind of snickers a bit. And, yeah, you did. And they both sort of tuck into their meal.
All right. Well, I'll let you know when we know more.
Yeah, I could walk you out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can pretend in front of Hector we've just met for the first time.
Okay. All right. So the two of you step outside.
Drop this spell.
Drop the
the,
spell.
okay.
As soon as the door opens.
the two of you sort of step back outside. The spell goes down. Hector sort of looks up. I thought you said you were going to have a discussion. I didn't hear anything.
How hard were you listening?
I mean, I was right here under the open window.
You were under the window?
Well,
Why
yeah.
didn't you just stand up and look through it?
I didn't know how long you were going to be. I was making myself comfortable.
Oh.
Oh, it was fascinating. It's no real relation to any of the other beast folk I was talking with. It was just fascinating to see
Huh.
some here in the cloister, because
Wait, you went to the boats.
yeah. I went out into the boats and met other beast folk. That's why I was
So
so
we
interested
won?
in meeting you. I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It looks like it. Well, good to meet you and your family. We'll see
Yeah.
if I see you around sometime.
I mean, interesting, but
Yeah. And I'll like, sort of stand up, brush my pants off, be like, yeah, it's good. Good to meet you. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. It's a small cloister.
Yes, it is. Yes. Yes, it is.
And Hector is all kinds of confused. You can see he's trying to put stuff together, and it's just not happening for him.
Mm-hmm.
So he will follow you as you wander off, still clearly trying to figure out
Yep.
what just happened. Yeah. With that, I think we have hit a good spot to wrap it up for the evening. So, just as a recap, Dom is with his folks having breakfast. Killian with his minder Hector have wandered off, just wandering the grounds of the cloister. Lucas and Simi and Artemis, who has been amazingly silent for the last little bit,
Great.
are in the on the bridge of the Spelljammer, unbeknownst Spelljammer. No one else knows what it is here in the cloister, but they are on the bridge, sort of doing their own thing. Lucas is trying to get familiar with systems. Simi is taking a nap, and Artemis is doing who knows what.
Stuff.
He's doing stuff. Meanwhile, Cassius and Akarai have left.
Yep.
You're
And
not
we'll
going to give us any more
I'm
than
not
that,
going to give you any more than that
No.
because none of you are with them. So we will see how that goes for them.
What
That-
could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? That is going to do it for us here tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We will be back next week, and we will continue this little adventure and see what happens. Adventures. As a reminder, all of our video content does wind up on YouTube, so you can go out there, hit like and subscribe, watch all the videos that we put out there, just as a recap for yourself to remember what happened if you happen to miss something, whatever. All of it winds up there so you can peruse it at your leisure. We also run a Discord server so that you guys know what the upcoming programming schedule is going to look like. If there ever do happen to be any changes to that schedule, we will let you know by that Discord server. So be sure that you are tuning into that and checking up on that on a weekly basis. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Hope you guys had a wonderful, wonderful evening. Hope you've had a wonderful March. Welcome to April tomorrow. Don't fall for any internet shenanigans. Until then, remember...
Grab
your bats and grab your balls.
And if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a glass house.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Raid.